Hey everybody, welcome to the Media Hole Podcast.
You're just going to sandbag me like that?
A weekly podcast.
It's very, very weekly.
In which me and my co-host Ian talk about all sorts of shit. It's been a long time, gamers and gamerettes.
What do you mean? It was last week.
It's been a long time, gamers and gamerettes.
Yeah, a whole 7 days. It's June 30th.
So
who knows when the next Yakuza will be announced? I can't wait for my favorite streamer, Mizkip, to just go live. I hope XQC and Ludwig work together soon, but I don't think that's
I
ever
can't wait
happen.
for Shit Camp.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for XQC and Soda Poppin' to go.
I think, you know what, honestly, straight up, XQC and Hasana have some of my favorite friendships.
You know what I also would be I'm really excited for?
What?
E-Rob hasn't really been in a lot of things, and I feel like he's just going to be such a huge part of Shit Camp this year.
True.
You know that one, right? Okay. Oh man, what other bits are we
I hope no porn stars go.
Oh yeah, horrible. I hope they're not pregnant. I hope they didn't get knocked up by some World of Warcraft esports commentator.
That's too.
Who's apparently dynamite in the sack and doesn't eat pussy.
That's bad.
I can't remember why. There's like a whole context where like me and Malcolm didn't mind or whatever, but
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't watch the Shit Camp stuff yet.
Honestly, I think that's maybe too inside baseball for enjoying things. That joke. But anyway, guys, in case you haven't noticed, it's been a little while. Mm-hmm. The reason is a lot of things.
Nathan fucked my wife.
What wife, bro?
Exactly. I left her.
That's so fucked.
I was going to say something, and this was like, no, that word might be racist.
Yeah,
don't imply my wife was of African descent, and I was going to call her my beautiful Nubian princess, and I don't think that's okay to say.
I think it's probably not.
Yeah. There's another N-word I could eat.
Yeah. Ugh. Are you saying because I dated a black woman that I would only date black women? Ian, that's so fucked up of you.
Yeah. It's like how white dudes only date Asian women.
Well, there's lots of white dudes that only date Asian women or have an Asian fetish.
Yeah. Did you ever watch The League?
I did watch The League. I only watched the first few seasons.
Oh, okay. I think this is in the second season.
Yeah.
So there's an episode where Pete just gets out of a relationship with an Asian woman.
Yeah.
Fuck, was it an Asian woman? Oh, yeah. Okay, it was an Asian woman. And then this hot Asian chick in his office starts asking him out. It's important that she's Asian. Like, yeah. Normally I would just say hot woman, but
so his friends think they're the same person?
No, nothing that racist.
Okay.
It's that he doesn't want to go out with her, but even though he thinks she's totally into him, because he doesn't want people to think that he has like a thing. That like his type has to be Asian women.
But people wouldn't, because he was engaged to a blonde woman at the start of the show. No, they were engaged, weren't they?
No, they were married.
Oh no, they were married. You're right.
Yeah. So, well, no, like that, or that, like the reason their marriage ended. Whatever. I think he was at a different job.
Oh. Okay.
Like Pete goes through like a lot of jobs in that show. Yeah, but so he didn't want to date her because he was like, oh, then people are going to think I have like an Asian thing. And then it's revealed at the end of the episode that the only reason why she wanted to go out with him is because she just got out of dating a black guy and she was met another black guy she was interested in, and she didn't want people to think she had a thing.
That is funny.
I think this is one of my favorite parts of the league. It's just how it runs back. Like, and like the jokes are like cyclical.
Yeah.
What
was I gonna fucking say? Yeah, I moved. Also, you can fucking tell the background looks different.
No, we killed Nathan's mom, my ex-wife.
Aww.
In the 2 months we were gone, I became Nathan's stepdad.
Gross.
And then in his rage, he was like, I can't kill my friend, so I'll kill my mom instead. So we're upstairs now. In my house that was left to me in a suspicious will that was made a day before she died.
Honestly, dude, if my mom did sleep with you, that would be so fucked.
It'd be funny.
No.
be sick for me. Funny for everyone.
It would
else
not
but
be
you.
sick for you.
I think it'd be sick for me.
It would not be fucking sick for you, dude. It would not.
Okay, so yes, Nathan moved out of his mom's house,
Yeah.
and that's why
And Ian moved in to my house.
of her live-in boyfriend.
Ew. That's so gross.
Do you think your mom will listen to the podcast now?
She
again?
does not listen to the
No,
fucking podcast.
Did she listen to like the first? Few
Oh,
episodes
yeah,
or
yeah,
something?
yeah.
She'll
I
start
don't
listening
think
again
she
'cause she doesn't
will.
get to see her baby boy as much.
I don't think she will. I think maybe she might, but still, it would be weird.
Well,
I don't know.
Nathan's mom. I know you're dating someone.
Yeah.
And he's very nice.
He's all right.
I've never actually really talked to him.
He's fine.
Nice.
He's fine. It's middle.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, we fucking put Takodachi down here, and I can't fucking
See it?
I'm supposed to be able to see the level, so we don't have a fucking.
As long as this light doesn't flash, we're good.
We did have like I think there was one.
There was an episode that was too quiet, but that's
No,
like,
there was also an episode that we fully lost.
Oh, we did lose an episode.
And then I was like, I think
we
I don't
managed to record another one
the
in
same
time.
day. No, we recorded we recorded the next day.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we're just gonna rehash the same bits, and it's gonna be a rush, and it's not gonna be funny.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be entertaining or anything.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just move on to something else. Cause
Okay.
I can't think of a native way because I just wanted to. I want to do a talk thing. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Let's
Not do. Yeah. Let's kind of.
It'll still probably follow a format where we start with news, run bits in between.
Let's kind of just reinvent the fucking wheel right here. Let's do something a little different.
We'll talk. Well, you know what? You know what I was listening to a lot recently.
What?
Because I ran out of podcasts to listen to.
What'd you
I was
listen
listening to the original episodes of the Rooster Teeth podcast.
Oh my god.
Dude, it sucked. There's like still some really funny parts.
Yeah.
But like there is so much of it that it was like, oh my god, this is like insufferable to listen to. And also, Rooster Teeth, as it is now, is a very like progressive company. Mm-hmm. Other than some practices with their employees, as in like work-life balance.
Yeah. Also, certain employees being.
That's not their fault. It's not like they were
He
like.
was one of the founders, wasn't he?
Ryan Haywood?
Wasn't he?
No, he was an initial hire for Achievement Hunter.
Oh, okay.
Like when Achievement Hunter hired Gavin got hired to work in the actual company to work on Red vs. Blue. Michael and Ray got hired to make content, where Michael got hired to make Rage Quit, and Ray was to do.
Isn't one of the fucking Achievement Hunter guys also one of the slow-mo guys?
Yeah, Gavin.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gavin did that so he could get a visa to come into America, because they didn't think that he was worthwhile enough that they couldn't like find an American equivalent in like to do machinima. Because I guess when you're working on applying for a work visa in the States, you have to prove that it has to be you.
Yeah.
It can't be someone else. So but if the Rooster Teeth had no reason to use the slow-mo camera, so Gavin created a reason for him to be valuable to come into the United States. By making one video and for one YouTube channel and instantly getting like 100 million views.
That's good.
But yeah, it's just like the way they used to do their old podcast, which is still
see
like
the fucking domino
admirable.
effect there. He
almost died.
That's horrible to say. But.
Yeah. Like the way the podcast used to run is that they would just talk and then they would just be like, "Did you hear about this thing in the news?" But like not at it like in like a segment. I know that's gonna sound like shit because I crunched the can there.
Yep. I'm gonna move this over slightly. So
yeah, but also we've been gone for so long, so
there's too much news to cover.
Is
I'm
too
afraid.
much.
And also some of it's kind of off topic. But anyway, we know what you're fucking here for. Yakuza. I beat Lost Judgment.
This is the number one Yakuza fan podcast.
The number one Yakuza branded piece of media.
Yeah, we'll be in Yakuza fucking 8.
Dude, if we could be in like a Dragon 8 or even like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who sold his name.
Yeah.
I'd be into that.
Yeah, so we're just... Well, okay.
If we were in
Do you want to talk about
dub?
Lost Judgment now, or because it's been long enough that we can just spoil it?
Yeah. I think so.
So yeah, if someone here's the spoiler guidelines that we're always going to run.
Yeah.
If it's a long spoiler topic, then we are just good. But it's over a year old, we're going for it. If it's a quick little one-off of something to say, like fucking being like, oh, this thing at the end of God of War,
Yeah.
I'll probably be like, oh, skip 15 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
But if we're going to discuss it in great length,
I don't think we're going to do super great length, which are famous last words on this podcast. But
especially for Yakuza talk.
Yeah. But Lost Judgment, in case you haven't heard of it, pretty good game. You should check it out.
It's on Steam now.
It's on Steam now.
Yeah.
It's not as good as Judgment 1, but
absolutely.
But it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I feel like Koana is not as good of a villain as the game thinks he is.
I think that's a very agreeable thing to say. I think
the
Koana, while being an interesting character, being the main villain was super weak.
The thing I was screaming at my television over and over that Yagami was like not saying to him is like, I'm like, these people are doing bad things as children. Do you not think it's possible for them to regret their actions and feel remorse as adults? I know the like two characters that get dived into don't, but like
yeah, but the age of consent is 14, so they're adults when they're doing that. Actually,
they're not. That's not even how it works in Japan.
I know, that's not how it works. Yeah, I think just Kuwana, like literally the guy just causes issues and gets innocents caught in the crossfire and is ruining people's lives constantly. And Yagami shows up 5 times throughout the whole fucking game and just goes like, this is bad. You should tell everyone what you're doing. We're going to expose you, but not unless you accept that we're exposing you. It's like, dude,
but I won't. Off. But I won't do that because that could get this other woman in trouble.
Yeah, and then that other woman's
she's
a fucking
like fine going,
bitch. What okay, Deus Ex Machina.
She's better. To be fair, I will say she's a better person.
She's a more interesting character.
Oh, for sure.
And also,
she's maybe the most ethical government official in all of the Yakuza series.
Whatever she has done since she murdered the guy who put her son in
has been good.
Has been pretty fucking sick.
Which doesn't mean that she should get away with it. Like, it should definitely be public because, like.
But oh my god, the thing about like your son getting out of a 15-year-long coma, and he wakes up and finds out his mother's a murderer. Oh, what? How will he handle the stress? And it's like, who cares?
I mean, okay.
Like, but like, from her point of view, about him?
Yeah, from her point of view, I get it. That makes 100% sense. So I don't have a problem with that. But I think she's a really compelling character, though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I kind of want.
And of course, at the end of the day, who are the most evil people?
Women.
No, the fucking actual pieces of shit.
You were setting me up for that. You wanted me to say it.
Bro, you fucking came out with that. That's
you
not
fucking
what I was
wanted
going
me to say it.
I was going to say the cops. The bad guy was the cops because he was trying to keep her down. They were manipulating her because they wanted to have control over the pension.
Okay. So let's actually just talk about like some theming and settings at the end.
Yeah.
I don't like that there's no new character for this one to like be part of the team. Like every Yakuza game in the what?
You're right.
Okay, I thought you said disagree real quickly. But like every Yakuza game, you have someone there who's part of the main cast.
You have a new homie. Yeah.
You have a new homie. Like Yakuza 1. Yakuza 1.
Yakuza 1's the first one.
Get to do whatever you want. But Date's there.
Yeah. 2.
And then you also have your is it Shinji? Is that his name?
Yeah.
The guy, the bald guy with purple shirt.
He's great.
Yakuza 2. You got Sayama.
Yeah, and you've got fucking the big guy, Daigo.
Yeah, you got Daigo, the most one of as one of the most important characters in the fucking franchise.
Yeah.
Yakuza 3, you got Rikiya.
Yeah.
One of the worst characters.
People really love him.
He's fine, but like Yuta's definitely a better version of Rikiya.
Yeah.
But also more important to the story and isn't just fodder to make Kiryu have a reason to go fight the final boss.
Exactly.
Yakuza 4
has a million people.
Everyone has their own buddies.
Yeah.
Not really Tanomura. Tanomura's buddy is the guy is his villain.
Yeah.
Yakuza 5, everyone still has buddies.
Yeah, pretty much all the same people, but Kiryu, it introduces introduces more characters still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know, the baseball guy.
Yeah, like Daigo having a friend from middle school that's super important to the fucking overall like conspiracy theory that's happening.
Yep.
Then Yakuza 6, Kiryu has the family.
Yeah.
Like he's got the two guys who don't really matter, the fat guy and the big jaw man.
Yep.
And then you have the two best. Well,
you have
the
two
guy
buddies.
who fucked his daughter, and
did
you hear that?
The guy you fight in the first moment of the game, and then you do the immediate.
Yeah,
race.
he's
Dirk
just so cool.
and Emily may be coming home at any time.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
But I thought it sounded like someone was coughing upstairs. I was like, that's fucking weird.
No, I didn't hear it.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, it's just Judgment. No new buddies. The final fight is just still with the characters from Yakuza. Well, I mean, Judgment 1.
Yeah.
The theme, like the setting it's in, is kind of boring and like very generic.
Which one? Judgment 1?
Judgment 2. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
That's I'm back on Lost Judgment.
Okay.
Judgment 1, amazing.
Yeah.
Fight that the fucking finale
It's
where you
awesome.
were just fighting in a waiting part of a hospital.
Yeah.
But the fucking glass behind you is all shattered because he's fired some shots at you.
It's awesome.
The lightning is striking behind you. The music is just intense. But then in Lost Judgment, it's like
In a warehouse.
you're in a warehouse. That's not how forklifts work. Like literally, there is it's not battery powered because I know what a battery powered one looks like. Obviously, because that used to be my old job. And there's no propane tank.
Fuck you, dude. Like, you're being a loser for that one.
I was playing the final mission.
That's an L take.
I was playing the final mission with Ryan, first house Ryan,
Yeah,
not new Ryan. And I was playing through Lost Judgment, and he was just sitting there watching me play, and I was like, Ryan, look, because he also drives a forklift. I'm like, Ryan, look, is that electric or gas? And he looks and he's like, neither.
You've never been to Japan.
Have you ever seen the
They
video
could use
of the
different
guy
forklifts.
playing Warzone, and he's like looks at propane tanks?
No.
I'll show it to you later because it's not worth showing it on the podcast. But it's a fun, it's a cute, funny video.
Okay.
But
I
yeah,
was gonna
so
say
like
they tried to kill me with a forklift. Huzzah!
being in a cold storage, like just like a meat factory or whatever. I don't know, because there's the cold part of it.
It is fairly lame, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what this building actually is. Because there's like giant
It's like-
fucking metal crates everywhere, but
They
then
had
there's
such
also
a
a
good
freezer.
concept for where the final battle was in the First Judgment.
Yeah,
And like First Judgment introduces all of these characters, and the second one like
introduces
gets to rest on the
Some
laurels of
villains.
having some, but nobody that gets introduced feels particularly interesting, except for I think the politician lady who doesn't get introduced till like most of the way through the game is a very compelling
the
character.
gang member that you deal primarily with.
I don't
the guy-
think he's interesting.
I think he's just I don't know. I think out of
the
like
guy who's
side
sniffing
villains.
the shit. You mean, or the other one?
Blonde hair, leopard
yeah,
print
yeah,
shirt.
yeah.
I liked him. I think he was just like a good like meathead guy who
He's a
shows
classic
up. All the time.
Yakuza villain, where
Yeah,
he's like
but
a
he's just-
villain,
I
and then
just
you
like-
beat him up, and then he's like, "Oh, actually, I'm gonna turn good because you gave me this information." And
Well, he doesn't
dies.
turn good. He gets shot in the head.
But he's like about to turn good,
he's
and then he
he's
dies.
about to fucking. You're interrogating him.
Yeah, but he's like, wait, no, but he comes over to your side. He's like, wait, he's a fucking Fed?
You're peeking.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, he's a fucking Fed?
Was he a Fed? Is that how it ended?
Yeah, the other guy was a Fed.
Well, the guy with the glasses.
The guy was who was huffing the
Yeah,
handkerchief.
yeah, he was a Fed.
Yeah.
That he was a plant. Okay,
Yeah.
but fighting him, you like fight him in like a cold room, like
Yeah,
a
you do.
freezer.
Yeah.
And then after you beat him, it's like okay,
Then you
whatever.
have one last fight with Kawana,
And then you
which
fight-
has some cool moments.
Like during the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but that's like Yakuza is very strong with that. But it's like you start the fight on the ground, you fight a couple times, and then you Jackie
climb up.
Chan fucking Chinese kung fu movie that shit up like a scaffolding that's there. Also, there wouldn't be scaffolding inside of a fucking warehouse.
It's a fucking video game.
I don't care. And it's like if you're gonna use a realistic.
I don't know
like,
if you know
place-
this, dude. People don't fucking glow when they get in a fight.
I saw the Yakuza movie. They
You did
glow.
not watch that movie.
No, I watched the clips.
Yeah.
The fucking scene where Majima peeks out from behind the wall, but his eye patch side is the visible side.
Yeah.
Is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's the best joke in that movie. It's like the first time that movie feels like a Yakuza game.
No, that movie is actually quite good.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's to be fair, it's just an adaptation of the first game.
Yeah.
And in the middle of a fight, Kiryu does fucking whip out.
That's during the finale when,
Yeah.
but the guys he beats up are Nishikiyama's goons,
Yeah.
and not the Prime Minister's goons. Also, the Prime Minister of Japan just gets sniped
Yeah.
out of a helicopter.
Yeah.
That is flying way too low in the city.
Yeah.
But and it's and then Yumi also could have left and avoided the explosion, but just stands in front of it for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, they had to make it shorter.
yeah, but so anyways, back to current Yakuza.
Yeah.
Back to Judgment.
Specifically Lost Judgment.
It was just such a lame final place to fight.
No, yeah, I'm with you.
Like I kind of wish it like you fought like literally. I would take a longer fight and have a fight where it's like Kuwana goes through styles and I go through styles. That's like, oh, this is the style where you could really beat him up good if you have like the crane style on. But then just put me on the roof of the building. All Yakuza games end at their best on tops of buildings.
No, you're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah, I know I'm right. Yeah, but it's just Kuwana just not super interesting.
No, he's not particularly interesting. And really an obvious argument that never gets brought up is my opinion. Like any argument against him, like he's like, did fucking Rumi deserve to die?
The teacher?
Yeah.
No.
Or and it's like, yeah, I guess that's like a good point that there's collateral damage.
Oh, it's Yumi, isn't it?
Yumi, sorry.
Yumi Sensei?
Yeah.
Whatever. A fucking woman who
girl.
got fridged.
Woman character. Did she
Adult
deserve
woman
to die?
who was hiding the fact that she knew that someone got murdered and that someone was being bullied.
Yeah. And so I'm like, yeah, I mean, she didn't deserve to die because she's a good person, but
she was
but like a better
grief.
Argument is these bullies also have loved ones, and just because they did something wrong when they were in high school doesn't mean that they can't be better.
Mm-hmm.
Like the school covering it up, that's more evil to me.
Well, it definitely did. It never helped because the bullying was still happening when the reason why Yagami goes to the school in the first place.
Yeah,
and he stops the bullying.
Yeah, which also is proof. Hey,
you just need an intervention.
Yeah, you don't need to fucking.
You need someone active.
Be the Punisher, dude.
Yeah, which is a problem.
But Yagami doesn't even say that. He's like, they should be fucking taken to court. And I'm like, they were fucking 16. If you bully someone into killing themselves and then go, oh shit, that was wrong. That was fucked up. That's a thing that I could see someone, I don't know, being able to move forward from.
Okay.
TBH.
So, did you do the DLC?
Yes, I did.
How did you feel about the DLC?
It was so good. Thank God.
I was gonna be so mad if you disagreed.
A little bit basic,
little too short.
Yeah,
but also it's a one-off side story.
The ending was good.
I thought it was funny.
The very end. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the true ending. That is literally the hardest death in the Yakuza franchise.
That's fucking sick. That
so we're talking about the
end of the story. The twist reveal of who the actual villain is, I think works really well because you could kind of see it coming, but not too much.
Yeah.
And then of course, after that seemingly final boss is an actual final boss, that sequence is really funny.
Okay, yeah. So the whole time there's this big buff guy. He's standard big meathead character. He's a Mr. Shakedown type.
Yeah.
You fight him a couple times in the story. And at the end, you fight him, and he coughs up blood and dies in front of you. But then you beat the shit out of the real perpetrator, who is your ex-girlfriend's
current
husband, and he reveals that he's been manipulating all these people the whole time.
Yep.
And that
it was all a plot from the beginning.
Mr. Shakedown type guy, whose name played by Octopimp in the English dub.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember why, but as he's dying, bleeding out, or maybe when you first beat the shit out of him or something, he has regret over the fact that he killed your girlfriend's sister and parents.
Yeah, it's
because he thought he was just burning down a house. He didn't know
this
he
Mr.
murdered
Shakedown guy. By the way, his whole deal is that he's like constantly drinking nonstop.
Yeah, because he's trying to hide away from the pain he feels
for
murdering
the fact that
people.
So in his opinion, he's like, there was supposed to be nobody inside, and I did an arson, and 3 people died, and I'm feeling guilty for that. Right?
Yeah, he killed an 18-year-old girl and her 2 parents.
Yeah, but the reveal is that actually the intent was that that family was inside. And
yeah,
it was all orchestrated by the guy who was the new husband of your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Who, or rather Kaido's ex-girlfriend.
Well, current girlfriend at the end.
Yeah. But at the end after that, there's this character you meet who, by the way, is a fucking creep.
Oh, I just want to talk about the fucking the sickest death in the game. So he fucking reveals all that everything was planned, and that he's been manipulating this guy the whole time. He thinks he's dead. He fucking stands up, pale, like he looks like a goddamn zombie.
It's so okay.
Pukes up blood.
Yeah.
And fucking gets mad at him that he was like he was just upon his game, pins him down, choking him out, and then snaps his neck and dies on top of him.
It's funny because on the one hand it's really awesome, but on the other hand it's so convenient because the 3 main characters are basically having a debate over who should kill the fucking bad guy.
Yeah.
They're like, what would be the best outcome?
But somehow, instead of it being like Kaido being like, no, I'll do it, or her being like, I'll do it, you watch my son for me, it's this MacGuffin shows up.
Yeah.
It goes like, you motherfucker!
Even the son wants to do the murder.
Yeah. And that is actually that guy's son, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the reveal. Well, sorry. It's like, yes, there is beyond a shadow of the doubt that it's not actually Kaido's son.
Yeah.
But then, then the final ending is
because you needed an actual hard fight.
Yeah, because that fight's easy.
Yeah.
Because you're up against a fucking scrawny tech CEO, dude. Like, bro.
He's a doctor.
No, the second to last fight. I mean, like the main villain of the game.
Oh, yeah.
He's a tech CEO. But the actual final fight, there's this doctor character who like is introduced when it turns out like the ex-girlfriend had amnesia, and that's why she was missing for 2 years.
Yeah, and he nursed her back to health.
And he fell in love with her, and I think he's a fucking huge creep for that.
I do too. I get that it's like he could have been creepier.
I mean, yeah, could have been
the situation
creepier.
Is creepy that he fell in love with his patient.
Yeah, and also faked her death. So that her and not tell her family that she was missing.
He faked her death because scary people were coming around.
Right.
Like looking for her or whatever. So
right, but in general, it's really fucked up. I mean, with full context that he didn't have, yeah, telling her husband that she wasn't dead and had amnesia would not the best solution.
Especially
but he
when
didn't know that.
Yeah.
He didn't know that. He just had a woman, knew he could get a hold of her husband and son, and decided to not do that for 2 years.
Yeah. And then there's like weights in the corner when you're investigating the room. It's like, doesn't look like this scrawny piece of shit works out.
Yeah.
And then you fucking
and then
he rips his shirt off
and
Yakuza style. And
he's fucking yoked.
They pasted it's that fucking joke from that one movie where the guy's like in the town square. He's like, I'll fight you. And every single time they like part the crowd and the guy stands up, it's like they're jacked, they're like scary, and then he just keeps changing it.
Not yet.
Yeah. But you know what I did think was disappointing?
What?
That Kaido didn't have a tattoo.
I know! That's ridiculous.
I get that like Kiryu and like Nishikiyama and even Ichiban are like kind of outliers because
a little bit older than him.
Yeah, and also you don't immediately get the tattoo.
No, but he was in that family at least 10 years.
Yeah, but that was a small shitty family.
I guess, but it'd be interesting if he had like an incomplete tattoo like Kiryu and Zero, where he was like in process of getting it before the family shut down.
He would definitely have like a Shisa lion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's definitely his like character type.
For sure.
A fucking stout guardian.
Yeah.
Also, his fucking combat was so fun.
Yeah.
I loved fighting as him. I think it's so like I like style switching.
Yeah.
But I think Kiryu and Majima style switching shit
really
was
good.
really like good.
Yeah.
Like they all felt like useful and different. And they all felt like good in different situations.
And then in Judgment they didn't.
In Judgment, it was like, you have Tiger and you have Crane, and you're not going to use Crane. And then in fucking Lost Judgment, they were like, you have Tiger, Crane, Snake, and Boxing DLC. And while Boxing DLC is fun as fuck to use because you can actually juggle enemies in air, it's still not as good as one fleshed out, like the Dragon of Dojima style.
Yeah, and also, like, I would say Snake is better than the other ones as well in terms of feeling fleshed out and useful, but Crane still isn't. I mean, they did their best to improve all of them, but still, it's like Tiger is still the clear front runner.
Yeah, because also Tiger, eventually you can get the Tiger drop with it.
Yeah,
and the Tiger drop is as powerful as it should be.
Yeah,
which I've been playing I finished Kiwami 2 on Legend difficulty.
Yeah,
dude, the Tiger drop in that game sucks.
Really?
Yeah. Even with even using muscle soda and maxing out your attack, like you literally negatively affecting your defense to have higher attack, it doesn't even do like a full bar. Because Kiwami 2 has the multiple bars of health thing.
Right.
But like in fucking Yakuza Kiwami and Yakuza 5,
it's really useful.
The Tiger drop is a one shot.
Yeah.
Because it takes skill to use. And like there's people who have mastered it so much on Yakuza 0 that they like two-shot the final stage of like Mr. Shakedown.
Damn.
Like the guy, it's just so powerful.
Don't go in there. I was fighting for my fucking life. Yeah. Oh, it wasn't diarrhea. It was just like... Oh.
That was 13 minutes, by the way.
Were you fucking timing me? 13, honestly, is better than
when you stood up, it was at 33. I wasn't timing you. I remembered what time it was when you left.
Honestly, I thought it could have been much longer. And I may have to,
to go again.
I might have to do a fucking follow-up attack. A fucking baton pass. Ugh. All right.
One more.
Yakuza. Lost Judgment, not the best game. The end fight of Lost Judgment DLC, the Kaido Files against the Doctor, is really fun.
Yeah. Also, Kaido getting a girlfriend.
I was 100% certain it was not going to work out.
Dude, I just hope that those... Oh, you know what? Oh, that's another criticism I have. Well, the one criticism I actually have.
What?
I don't like the design of his stepson. Thought he was very bland and generic. He doesn't seem like... There wasn't really anything special about him. It felt like
that he had dyed hair.
Yeah, but even with that, it felt like one of the delinquents you would just beat the shit out of in the main game.
But I think that might have been the point.
I just feel like every other character had like a unique look, and just them was like kind of shit looking.
That's fair. But yeah, so I guess if they do
Kiryu as well, he is just kind of like the same face as well.
He does.
Yeah.
I guess if they do a sequel though, they'll have to have the fact that like her and the son are living with him.
Dude, like honestly, if they'd have a sequel, whatever, Judgment 3, just Yakuza for it and have Kaido be a playable character.
Yeah, well, I see no reason not to at this point.
Fucking let Yagami develop his own style that incorporates all of his shit.
Yeah.
Like, give him his, like, legend style. Have Kaido be a playable character. And let us play, like, his, like, Sugiura or something.
Yeah. Maybe Sugiura be the DLC for that game.
Maybe. Also a character whose, like, story is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was important in the first game. Not as much anymore.
Maybe if they do a fucking Judgment 3, it's just going to be about the Yokohama 99 and the other two don't show up at all.
That would be fucking funny. And then it's the Yokohama 99, but they're back in Kamurocho.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. All right, now we can move on.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm just saying I'm sorry that I had to go to the bathroom and fuck for my wife.
Whatever. It's fine. Some people have to... yeah, why don't you just shit your pants where you're sitting right now?
Okay.
All right. Yakuza news.
So, yes. So, in case you didn't know...
There was a RGG event.
There was an RGG event. But before that, there was a state of play where they announced Like a Dragon Ishin, which is a remake of Ryuga Gotoku Ishin, which was a game also on the PS4, and this game is also on the PS4. So that and Persona 5 are both games that had their own remake on the same platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, it's definitely being developed for the PS5.
Yeah.
But it's going to be on the PS4.
Yeah. Well, most of Persona 5's development was for the PS3.
Yeah. But not Royal.
Yeah, and Royal is PS4.
And also, it was a, like, early PS4.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't...
Both games were fairly early.
And also, we didn't get it here, so...
Yeah. But Ishin... So, this remake is not on the old engine. It's on a brand new engine. But it's not on the Dragon engine.
Oh, it's on Unreal Engine.
Unreal Engine 4. Which is interesting. Which leads me to go... Do you think they'll do that for the other Like a Dragon games?
I don't think so.
I hope not. Because I like the Dragon engine.
Also, they've finally figured it out.
Yeah, in Judgment 1, they finally figured it out.
I've been playing Yakuza 6 recently.
They did not figure it out.
No, it was fucking awful.
Yeah.
Then I've also Yakuza Kiwami 2. Was good in that one.
Much better.
In Judgment, it was great. In Judgment 2, oh my god.
You remember...
It's amazing.
So, when Ian first got into the Yakuza franchise, I was playing Yakuza 6 because it was, like, fairly new. Right? And Ian had just kind of started Zero or Kiwami.
We weren't podcasting.
We weren't podcasting.
Yeah. This was like back in, like, 2017.
I think 2018. But yeah.
I don't know, because the reason why I started playing is because it was Christmas. What a perfect time for me to start.
Yeah.
It was Christmas one year, and it was at my job that I had when we started the podcast.
Yeah.
I would get 2 weeks off because, like, for a plant shutdown.
So yeah, I think
so I played through, like, Yakuza 1, 0, and Kiwami 2, like, in the 2 weeks I was off. And then, after that I couldn't play any until the remastered collection came out.
So that would have been late 2018 then, because Kiwami 2 came out after 6. And if you
Okay. Well, I played Kiwami 2 not because it was, like, just came out, but because that was the next game in the franchise I was playing.
Yeah. So anyway, you had gotten into it, and I remember telling you about Yakuza 6 and being like, man, the Dragon engine is really cool because you can, like, fucking walk through doors and shit, and, like, the graphics are, of course, massively improved. But on my base PS4, the frame rate hits single digits at times in Yakuza 6.
I had a PS4 Pro, so...
Yeah, but you hadn't played 6 at that point, but you were like, oh, damn.
And I didn't get to play 6 for quite a while.
Yeah, you didn't.
Until February.
You got to jump into the future with Kiwami 2. This is why I was telling you to try to, like, get a hold of the other games before Kiwami 2 came. You played that before. Because I was like, bro, it is such a jump backwards. To going from so as I've said before on this podcast, the order I played the Yakuza games was I played the Akiyama part of 4, was my first Yakuza game. And then... 4. Yeah, but I didn't beat the game. I just played the Akiyama part.
Yeah.
And then and then 0, Kiwami, then went back and played 4, 5, then 6, then Kiwami 2.
That's the way you should do it.
That is, actually. And yes, you'd be like, Nathan, did you just not say 3? I'm sorry. 3 was not available when I was in that part of the timeline. Because it was disc only. It was before they started, like, having digital games on PS3.
Yeah.
So
that was also the crazy thing about the fucking, like, Rooster Teeth podcast.
Yeah.
When it was the Drunk Tank. It was back in 2009.
Holy shit.
So they were literally talking about, like, they kept using specific, like, terms Xbox was coming up with for downloading games to your console.
Oh,
like,
what were they called again?
It was like delivery games or something, or some bullshit. But then also, fucking apparently Fable 2.
Yeah.
To download it back in the day, you had to play the first part, which was the prologue, which was free.
Yeah.
Like, you got to play up at, like, all this stuff as a kid and then get to the end and then grow up.
Mm-hmm.
But then you had to buy the full game.
That was the demo, yeah.
But the demo was in episode 1. So then you got, for episode 2... you had to play to a part to be able to get episode 3. You couldn't buy them all and load them initially. If you had the game on disc, then you can do whatever. But if you were playing it through like a downloaded version, you had to play episode 1, get to the end of it, and then have it prompt you to get episode 2. And
was there episodes in Fable?
Yeah, just in that edition when it originally came out on the Xbox 360.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So that's weird. It's such a weird part of our history that things tried to go episodic for a while.
That's also true, and part of that is
now we have early access games, which is almost the same.
There's something about episodic because like there's some really great episodic games. There's some less great ones. Telltale really did it, and I don't just mean in the game you're thinking of.
Batman.
Okay.
Oh, The Walking Dead is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they actually did it before, and they saw a huge amount of success in that because, like with their Back to the Future game, and with some of their other games, there's Sam & Max and Strong Bad games and things like that. Like there are some legit benefits for that because it allows you to get parts out. But unlike an early access game where you're meant to put an entire game out that's not done and then make the game more done over time, instead what you can do is release slices of your game that are fully done, actually like feel like finished products, and then just create a new one. And it's almost like making 5 different games, but they're not.
Also, they sold them for like $10 each.
They were fairly cheap.
So it's not exactly like early access because early access will sell you a cheaper version of the game and then take 2 years to finish the game.
Yeah, and I mean,
which is fine for some games, but super annoying.
Kentucky Route Zero, which by the way I want to point out is a fucking masterpiece. Kentucky Route Zero, like, and you should absolutely play it. It's a super indie point and click, not super point and click, but like magical realism. It's got side scrolling. It's got other brilliant stuff. It's a fantastic game. But that game was episodic and a Kickstarter game because it was super indie. And it took like from 2014 to 2020 to release all the episodes.
I fucking hate the early access games where it's like you have to restart the game every time there's an update.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I thought you were just going to say I hate the early access games where they're about surviving because I hate survival in games.
I don't like it, but it's fine. Like Minecraft. Minecraft unfortunately does that where you can transfer the world into a new world, but then you have to leave your explored terrain. So you have to go super far away.
Yeah.
To like be able to find the new terrain because it's like your discovered chunks are all still stuck.
Did you hear about what happened to the Niji-Sanji server for Minecraft? So they have a server, right? And then so one of the VTubers that worked there, who was an admin on the server, they were trying to play a different server thing that was like a Minecraft horror game. You've seen those, right? Where it's like a server that's its own deal.
Yeah.
Right? And so what he did was he had to like roll back the most recent update on his end, but it ended up rollbacking the update on the shared server, deleting tons and tons of fucking shit.
That sucks.
Yeah, dude. It sucked so bad. I legitimately, and I know I don't want to talk too much about VTubers, but I was like watching his clips of him talking about it. He's like legitimately like upset because it really fucked over a bunch of people, but none of his shit was affected.
Oh.
And so he's like talking to them and he's apologizing. He feels so bad. Right? And they weren't mad. He's like, they weren't mad at me. They were like, it's okay, Luca.
He kind of just wanted someone to be like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. They're like, it's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. It's okay. Like, don't worry about it. We can fix it. And he's like, no, I fucked up. Like, and he was like crying. Oh, it's so sad, dude. I was like, yeah. That's like, I don't think I've ever told this story before. Okay. So, did you ever do like a robotics part of computer class in school and like
no, my computer class sucked.
Okay, so back in the day when I was but a boy, they had these things called Lego Mechanic or Lego Technic, something like that. No, not Connects. And what it was you could attach all these pieces that were like super duper fancy Legos to this middle bit, and you could program these robots, right? And so they had older and newer models at the time, right? There was only a couple. My school only had a couple of the new models, and mostly the old ones. And so what they were doing was like, we have a brand new model for you to fucking take home, right? And one person from like the entire class could win, right? This new model. And it was also like you during this segment where you learned how to do the robotic thing, you could do it. And that project, I didn't do shit. I like did not participate at all. I was a terrible partner. And my buddy at the time, who was helping me with it, who was my partner on the group, he did like everything. And I won the fucking new robot.
Oh my god.
It was bad. I think I ended up giving it to him.
Well, hopefully.
I think. I don't remember. I was like 8 or 10. But
okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Did you had a fucking robotics thing when you were fucking 8 or 10?
Yeah, bro.
Man, sorry. I went to public school.
Sorry, dude.
Sorry I didn't grow up in fucking Newmarket.
Sorry, my fucking parents are rich. Sorry, I had two parents who were together and had a good job.
All right, motherfucker.
At the time, and they're not together anymore.
My father had a fine job. He's retired now. That's why I said had.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit.
It's that way. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I would feel bad if I was Luca as well.
Yeah, poor Luca. He seems like a good dude too.
Yeah, I don't like early access. Totally fine. I just like it when there's a roadmap. I fucking hate when you go play a game. It's like that's super cool. And they're like, cool. We'll get back to you.
Oh, do you want me to tell you? Okay, Luca, the Nijisanji liver. Do you know what he did before Nijisanji as a streamer?
Was he also Demon Dice?
No. He was in No Pixel, the GTA roleplay.
Yeah.
He roleplayed as Majima.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's sick.
I don't know if you've seen any clips of him doing that.
I have not. I don't know. No Pixel was like really something I didn't like.
Yeah.
Like,
to be fair, it's like a million people are streaming 8 million hours of it, and then like sometimes really funny shit happens.
Yeah. Also, I'm starting to come to the terms with the fact that I have anxiety because I don't like talking to people online. Like I was thinking, like I kind of wanted to play Valorant again recently.
Yeah.
Because it's been popping off. It's just been like, maybe I'll give it another chance. But then I remember how much of that game is based around team communication. It's like, ooh,
yeah, maybe
that's why I like Apex Legends.
Yeah,
because there's a ping system that's useful.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so whenever I play like GTA or whatever, and people are like arguing in the chat or like talking in the games, it's like I just mute everyone.
Yeah,
I played the fucking Modern Warfare 2 beta like last week.
And you know how I told you that Luca has that like great girl voice.
Yeah.
So he did an entire bit where he strung along a different player as Goromi.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That is a good joke.
And so the face was still macho, but he had the hair and a dress and stuff. Yeah. It was so funny. Sorry. Yeah, you played Modern Warfare 2 beta?
Yeah. God, I know what the streamers are talking about in that fucking skill-based matchmaking. There was one game I played where I went like 20-4. Like I literally, I only died because I like turned I got killed by 3. I was shot at by like 3 people at once.
So you're the fucking best Modern Warfare 2 player on the planet?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
The skill-based matchmaking, the
skill-based matchmaking is definitely built around like you have one good game and then you can have 5 shit games because someone else is having their one good game.
Right.
It's not like true. Like it probably is. I am probably also just bad.
Yeah.
But like, it never felt good playing the whole time. And also, that game has already been hacked because it's the same engine. So all the hacks that exist in Warzone are in that as well.
Of course.
Yeah. It's also why you gotta like appreciate like Apex Legends and Valorant. Valorant has like root level fucking like anti-cheat in the game
Yeah.
because they went super hard on it. But that's why when you play Valorant, you can never fucking be like, "Oh, he's cheating. That's why I lost." No, you're just shit. Or fucking like same with Apex. Apex doesn't have that good of an anti-cheat. Just no one cheats in Apex.
True.
No one who actually plays Apex cheats in Apex.
I saw this meme on TikTok recently about things, and it was on the left side. It was like like a Wojak of like a guy like happy, right, like enjoying it, right, and over top it was like people who watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners and played Cyberpunk 2077.
On the left, the happy side.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on the right side, it's people who watched Arcane and play League of Legends. It's a person in complete despair.
Yeah, League of Legends sucks.
I've never played, but I've always had a bad opinion of it.
I tried to play when the KDA stuff was brand new.
Yeah.
Because I was like, ooh, this Korean propaganda has worked on me.
That's fair.
And I was like, I want to get those skins. That's how nice it is. I want to fucking jerk off while playing Ari. And then I realized Ari's a support character, and support in League of Legends is not like support in Overwatch. And I just couldn't get into it. And like the game was just like, it's not complicated. It's just awkward to play.
Another great gaming meme. Overwatch 1 goes down October 2nd. Yeah. Overwatch 2 starts October 4th.
October 3rd.
For 27 hours. On October 3rd, World Peace.
Fucking Overwatch 2 is being so annoying.
Bro, imagine.
They announced two things recently that kind of suck. One... Oh, Derek's it's loud. It sounds like Derek's home.
Yeah.
One is that forced SMS authenticators.
That's fucked.
Which is stupid because Blizzard already has their super their own authenticator that you have to use to log in. And I can't, if I ever delete it off my phone, I'm fucked. Like I can't get into my account without going through 2 hours of customer service, which happened to me before.
Right, and like the thing is on top of that. Like
they just want my credit card number. They just want my phone number to fucking sell to like credit card scams.
Exactly, because what they said is that it wasn't actually for logging in. They said it was for it was forced for like moderating. But they already have IP bans.
Yeah,
they already have like a really solid IP banning system.
Yeah.
That works well on Overwatch, from what I hear. Mm-hmm. Like, it's one of the things people don't complain about Overwatch. Yeah.
And also, Overwatch 2 is obviously free to play.
Yeah.
Like, you can just play the game. You don't have
but it's super, super free to play.
Yeah.
Heavily monetized.
Yeah, Overwatch, the characters from Overwatch 1, you have to unlock them now.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
And none of the new Overwatch 2 characters seem particularly sexy and horny. That I've seen.
Have you seen the Junkertown Queen?
A little bit. Hey.
Not much.
We're just recording the podcast.
Yeah. Hey, how was work?
It was alright.
That's good. It's better than shit. Yeah.
Those two beautiful on the TV screen.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, I think this is a less flattering angle than our previous setup for both of us.
Yeah, we want to get the we have to put the camera higher. Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were on angles.
Yeah, so we could kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I personally look fatter from this angle by far, and it might just be that I've gained weight.
I can see all proportions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, lots of people don't like side profiles, but the answer is there's a good 3/4 profile where you look really sexy for everybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where you're like kind of like on an angle a little bit, and you like don't look fat or skinny. Like you kind of like just look hot.
Well, if you look skinny, it's because you're fucking skinny.
Yeah. Like, see, like I'm already like kind of sitting differently, and I look kind of jacked. I don't look fat.
sucking the gut.
You're fucking facing away from me.
Yeah, because I don't like you. I want to talk to Derek.
Dude, why don't you love me anymore? Bro, I moved out and Ian fucking ghosted me, man. He's fucking...
Absolutely.
I bet he's cheating on me.
Yes, I am.
To be fair, we moved like half an hour, probably actually further.
Mm-hmm.
It took me an hour and a half to get here.
But that's because you came from work, right?
I came from work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took the wrong... I went left down Winston Churchill instead of right.
He fucking went into... He turned left somewhere, ended up in Georgetown, and joined the fucking KKK.
Yeah. You guys didn't? That's how I met...
This is Brampton, buddy.
Yeah, that the base of operations is so close.
By the way, like for all you listeners out there, the reason why I say that is because
you
the
might
last
just got this because you can't hear Derek at all.
huh? Oh yeah, you're right. But the last meeting of the KKK happened in Georgetown, a town that is very close to where I live.
Where's Emily?
She's at home.
At her mom's place.
Her mom's place.
Her mom lives there. What do you mean? What do you mean at her mom's place?
She's at her mom's place. She has to do some
Bullshit.
work around the house.
Oh.
Yeah, her
Horrible.
her mom like has had some medical stuff in the last
just get
year
over
or
it.
so.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So she's
I'm
kind of
sorry.
over there a lot.
I'm sorry. I had to
fine.
go over and do shit to my mom all the time.
Yeah. No, yeah, but she like spends like probably half all the nights there just because you know.
L. Fuck. I was gonna say L. I meant
L plus
I meant to say
ratio.
F. Like F to
F
pay
to pay
respects.
respect, yeah. Not L because you're a fucking loser.
Yeah. L. You lost the match of Call of Duty.
Speaking of Call of Duty, before Derek goes, he wants to buy an Xbox to play Modern Warfare 2. Ian's played the beta.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You like Call of Duty, so what?
I do.
Yeah, so you'll probably enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah, where like I haven't played. Last Call of Duty I played was Cold War, which I
was
like.
the last one that came out, wasn't it?
No, Vanguard
Oh, shit.
and Modern Warfare. No, Modern Warfare can't. It was
Modern Warfare came
Modern
before
Warfare,
Cold War.
War, Vanguard,
Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, so I'm on a 2-year rotation, but I don't think I'm gonna buy this one.
Okay. I saw this. You know that meme where the person flips the fucking.
Yeah.
You know the drawing where the person's like flipping the calendar, right? Where it's like the wife's talking and he like looks at the calendar and tries to figure out what year it is.
I have no idea. Oh, 1984.
Yeah. But the meme was like, oh man, I'm gonna go see Avatar in theaters and buy the new Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, 2009.
Flip back to 2009. Like what fucking year is it?
Yeah. That is, yeah. We are back to that time.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Avatar to be the highest grossing film of the year, and then everyone goes like, "It's not that good, but visually it's beautiful."
Yeah.
Like Avatar.
I don't think the new Avatar looks as visually impressive now as the old Avatar did when it came out.
Yeah, because everything looks like the new Avatar.
Yeah, because the new Avatar is like the same kind of big CGI heavy thing that every other fucking corporate piece of shit movie is.
Maybe it'll be financially impressive, where J.J. Abrams actually pays the VFX team.
You mean James Cameron?
Fuck. If my wallet wasn't stuck under my fat ass, I'd make a joke like, "Here's my nerd card."
It's okay.
Yeah, maybe J.J. Abrams should also pay his fucking VFX team.
It's not really any of the directors that are the problem.
Well, I'm sure James Cameron actually would have the power.
It's Disney, baby.
No, but James Cameron has like the clout.
Yeah, I guess he could, but he'd have to fight for that. And I think he's been working on these 3 Avatar sequels for like literally 10 years.
Yeah, like fucking like, man, come on. No one fucking liked Avatar that much.
Yeah, I mean, it made tons of money. Avatar 1 was my Black Panther.
You're blue?
Bro, Aquaman was my Black
Avatar,
I just think that's
Black
so
Panther
funny.
was my Black Panther, as in there's an annoying British guy there the whole time who doesn't who acts like he's better than everyone else, but is actually worthless.
I love it's so funny because that like the My Black Panther meme was Joker, right?
Oh,
this
yeah.
is gonna be My Black Panther.
Yeah, for mentally ill incels.
Yeah, and then what's the one that all the women were using?
Oh,
as theirs?
Cruella.
Cruella. This is gonna be my Joker. This is
Yeah.
gonna be.
This is my Cruella.
I felt like
Joker 2 will be my Cruella.
No, that's going to be Barbie the movie, directed by Greta
This is
Gerwig.
my Cruella.
That's my Joker. Like that's no, it's not my Joker.
It's my Black Panther.
Oppenheimer is my Joker. Christopher Nolan's movie about the guy who invented the fucking nuclear bomb.
And
Who wants that fucking movie?
I can't wait for it to be like overly dramatic and have like a
and
weird
like
background shot.
totally make it okay for him to have done that.
Well, doesn't he have like regret over it?
Yeah, but still. Like,
People were-
bro,
he was
you
just-
had to know what you were doing. What do? You fucking make it by accident? You're working in the fucking Department of Defense.
I think it's every single fucking movie where it's like a guy makes a super villain, like a super weapon, and it's like, this will help us do world peace by this being like a nuclear deterrent. And then the guy's like, turn it on. And they're like, what? Turn it on and face it against the countries that we're trying to defend. What are you talking about? We are the nuclear option now. And then the scientist is like, oh no!
Like-
one man in charge of a whole fucking nuclear weapon?
Peace. Good night.
Peace. Good
Take
night.
care. Yeah, poor guy. Poor guy works fucking 12-hour shifts.
Damn.
But yeah,
Sucks that segued into something like usable. Like before, it was just like, oh, talking to Derek, we could cut it out if like he's on.
to be fair, when I said you were going to cheat on me, I was going to transition to talking about a bunch of the public figures who were cheating on their wives. But then we moved on.
That's also something I kind of wanted to talk about.
Yeah,
I'm just so tired of these parasocial relationship shit.
yeah.
Like John Mulaney, okay. So in the news, Ned Fulmer from the Try Guys,
who is a fucking certified wife guy.
he is a certified wife guy for sure. John Mulaney was not a certified wife guy.
No,
John Mulaney had one bit where he talked about how he liked that his wife
was a mean bitch.
was a woman who got what she wanted, because if something was wrong, she would turn around and go like, this isn't right, because John Mulaney has anxiety and other fucking mental issues that stopped him and just let people walk over him. He liked that aspect. He wasn't a guy who's always been like, oh, my beautiful wife, my amazing wife. There is that scene from when he was on Comedians in Cars getting coffee,
Yeah,
where fucking
right. So like
Jerry Seinfeld was like being like, no, your wife thinks she knows how to design the house. And he's just like, no, my wife is a fucking professional designer. That's not being a wife guy.
No, that's just like defending her normally. Like, but like the Ned Fulmer thing. Literally, he monetized and made his brand the fact that he would never shut the fuck up about his fucking wife and kid. Like, as a person who watched Try Guys, and like you did too.
I watched it
you
with
them
you.
with me. Like, I enjoy their content. It's pretty fun. It's like, at least, it's not the same fucking a person sitting in a house gaming, right? They like go places and do things.
Yeah, at the time, it was pretty big content.
Yeah, it's
Because
like
no one else did
normie.
that.
It's like normie, of course, but like it's normie in that way where it's like we should probably all be a little normie.
Well, yeah, it's like, but that's like what Ludwig does now.
Yeah, right.
Like Ludwig, fucking, you know that guy has, oh, you probably know, he has 15 employees.
Yeah,
It's crazy. He's spreading that goddamn wealth.
yeah,
Also, he started an event company,
yeah.
which not going well. Because the XQC thing that happened today.
Today? Okay, I didn't know about
XQC
today.
was supposed to launch a brand new game show today. Like,
Yeah.
IRL, they had the whole set built. XQC was supposed to fly in and do the show.
Oh, that was part of the whole, like, they mentioned that around Shit Camp too, right?
Yeah, it's called like Juiced or something, because XQC's fans are juicers. And it
I
was
thought
going to
it
have
was
like...
that he was a juicer and that his fans also became juicers.
No, I think, you know what? I don't care. I don't care about XQC lore.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't show up. He was like, or his management said that XQC will be he missed his first flight, and that he will be landing in LA 10 minutes after they were supposed to go live. So
Okay, but dialing back a little bit about Ned.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he was literally I think I remember watching an episode and telling you Ned is my least favorite.
Because he's the worst archetype. He's an annoying character. Guys who love their wives are bad people.
Yeah.
Not,
and also, like,
loving your wife does not make you a bad person. Guy who loves his wife is a bad
guy
person.
who makes money off of telling other people how much he loves his wife is probably covering up or insecure about something.
Yeah, so I was actually talking to some people at work about this. That I was just kind of talking while I was driving.
Yeah.
You know, because it's the morning and it's like awkward to be in that quiet fucking truck sometimes.
Yep.
And I was just going on about like, so there's this podcast back in the day called Sleepycast,
Yeah.
run by Oni
Yeah.
of Oni Plays, Zach Psychic Pebbles,
Yeah.
now creator of the show Smiling Friends, co-creator of the show Smiling Friends, and a couple other people. But also, one of the people they had on the show was Shadman, a man who got arrested recently within the last year for assault with a deadly weapon. He is. Have you ever seen Shadman's art?
For legal reasons, I gotta say no.
He doesn't really draw. Okay, well he does draw like lolly stuff, but mostly it's like,
He draws some pretty depraved, fucked up shit.
yeah, like straight up rape stuff and like chicks with huge cocks.
Also-
but in like
also-
the anime way, not like the realistic way.
And also, like, a lot of his aesthetic for how he depicted himself
Oh,
was,
yeah.
like, weird Nazi
Yeah,
shit.
weird Nazi shit. And also he used to draw like a ton of gore and sometimes drew like gore porn. Like people fucking with like their organs out and shit. Like, but he was just a fucked up guy. He
Yep.
always was. But the thing is I know what's up with Shadman.
Yeah.
Not as much anymore, but because I didn't expect this assault with a deadly weapon thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that's just how he is. I know on the surface he's a man with horribly fucked up fetishes, and he likes art. He likes to draw art of those things.
Yeah.
I know who he is. And then he was on Sleepycast, and he said, "You know what I'm about. You know what I'm into. These guys on YouTube, because this was back in the early days of YouTube, like 2011, when people were like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye.
Yeah.
Not them specifically, but the people who copied them.
Who portray a very clean image.
Yeah. Where Jacksepticeye has never been tried to be clean. He's just clean. Same with Markiplier.
Yeah.
But Markiplier has also gone into like horny mode sometimes.
Yeah, but that's like...
But that's like kind of a bit.
And also it's acceptable. Like, people are horny. Like, that's normal.
Yeah. It's like normal human level stuff. But the people who are like, "Hey guys, welcome to my Minecraft Let's Play. We're gonna really mess stuff up out there, and we're just gonna get all this stuff done." Like, they're very obviously trying not to swear, like they're trying to be on the kids' side of YouTube. Those are the guys that come out and are fucked up
Yeah.
and are horribly weird. Because the people
Well, look at Tobuscus.
Yeah, exactly. That's who I'm trying to fucking say, but I forgot his name.
Yeah, he was like a fucking frequent show random
Onision
women
as well.
his fucking cock. I didn't know anything about Onision. I gotta
Just
be
a bad
honest.
person.
I know he's bad. I didn't know what content he did. Like,
Forgot it right now. Oh,
okay.
you didn't know what kind of content he made?
yeah.
Kind of like Shane Dawson-esque sketches. Smosh
Okay, but
stuff.
Shane
Like,
Dawson presented himself as shitty.
No. I'm not comparing them.
Okay.
I'm saying that the type of content Onision made was like scene emo kid variety of like the shitty Smosh and Shane Dawson content.
And both of the Smosh guys turned out to be normal.
Yeah.
Like, pretty decent.
But yeah, so it's like the people who hide behind like a happy, fun cartoon persona are the ones that are the dark, dangerous individuals
Yes.
that you shouldn't care about.
Right. Well, like, some people out in the world are Mr. Rogers, of course. Like, person who puts out, like, a very good image and was a very good human person.
Leslie Nielsen.
Nah,
I
not
just
this
think he's cool.
Okay.
I watched like a video about him yesterday again. I just
Yeah.
really like that guy. I just think he's funny.
Yeah. But
But he gives me the same vibe as Mr. Rogers, but I think it's just because he's like an old man.
yeah.
Like that's why I get the same vibe. Because like when growing up, Leslie Nielsen was the guy who played old men in movies old men in funny movies I was watching.
Yeah.
And then if you go like watch his old interviews, he's just like an uncle.
Mm-hmm.
He's like your uncle who's like ready to do anything for like a little kiddie joke.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
Steve from Blue's Clues. I don't know what that guy's up to. He looks like Anthony Fantano now, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna like make huge comments on other people, but like for example, there's also like, so Mr. Rogers, very clean persona, clean guy, like legit good dude.
yeah.
And then there's your Cosby or the British kids show guy who was like a fucking rapist.
The guy voiced Elmo as well.
I thought the guy that voiced Elmo, it was more that he was like an addict, wasn't it? Or was he actually like a terrible dude?
He was a pedophile.
Oh, I thought it was that he like just lived a really rough life.
But regardless, people who hide behind a persona are generally bad people.
Yeah, right. Like and we're all putting on personas and we go out into the world, but
Yes, I've played the video game.
yes, but the at the end of the day, I guess it's less that people who put on a persona are wrong, but that people who put on a persona are effectively lying to you, right? And so you don't know who they are underneath that in their regular life, and they can be, of course, horrible people. Like Ian. Right?
Yeah, fuck. That's a lot of legal jargon. Not going into it.
Okay.
I retract the thing I said about Kevin Clash, the voice actor of Elmo.
Okay.
Voice actor and puppeteer of Elmo.
Yeah, because I just thought it was like a drug thing.
There's definitely some shit.
Okay.
Like, there's some stuff, it's like abuse allegations, but then they were dismissed, but then I didn't read.
But also that doesn't mean they weren't real.
When I tried to read why they were dismissed, it got into a bunch of legal jargon, and it's like, it's not worth it.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes
Yeah, so,
the court is wrong. But yeah.
just don't trust wife guys.
Don't trust wife guys. But also, John Mulaney wasn't a wife guy, and B, he's not an utter villain in this.
Yeah, also, straight up, cheating on your wife is not the worst thing
In the world.
someone could do. It happens.
It's shitty.
It's shitty.
It's
I don't want it to
bad.
happen to anyone around me.
Of course
or
not.
for them to do that to anybody around me.
Of course not.
But like both my parents cheated on each other.
Yeah, right. Like, it's bad. It's
Not like in retaliation. Like they both just mutually cheated on each other.
That's great.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it is a bad thing to do, but it is not categorically the worst thing.
It's not rape. It's not murder. It's not assault.
It's not even abuse
It's not abuse.
necessarily in the same way.
It's not grooming.
Like on a long-term basis, it can be abuse. On a one-time off or whatever, it's not. Ned Fulmer cheated on his wife on an ongoing basis for potentially over a year, right?
Yeah.
John Mulaney relapsed because he is a cocaine addict and
alcoholic.
And an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And then after rehab and cheated on his wife, went to rehab and divorced her and is having a baby with someone else. That does not mean any of those people are terrible people.
And then people got way too fucking parasocial with it.
It's so weird that they're parasocial with his ex-wife.
Yeah, they got like super parasocial and started to like make allegations that John Mulaney was like the reason why he didn't have a baby with his ex, but then immediately went and knocked up Olivia Wilde, right?
Olivia Munn.
He knocked up Olivia
Munn,
Wilde.
Olivia Wilde.
Jason Sudeikis' ex.
Yeah.
She went and knocked up Olivia Munn and was like, wow, he wouldn't give that to his wife, but he goes and knocks up this random hoe. And it's like, maybe she was the one who didn't want to have a baby and John Mulaney did.
Or like, if based on these things that you heard of, where you're like, she wanted a kid and John Mulaney didn't, and then for years she gave up that, and then he left her. Right,
but it's like, where did
gave
you hear
someone
that?
else
That
a
didn't
kid.
come from anywhere.
But I think there may have been an interview that implied such a thing. But
John Mulaney wanted kids.
My point here is like, yes, people change their mind. If you want kids and you're with somebody who doesn't, don't be with them.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of having like a problem with TikTok since like the Roe v. Wade stuff had happened.
Mm-hmm.
With a bunch of people, like there's just people. I've had a couple people on TikTok advocating to me with like hundreds of thousands of likes that it's like men should get a vasectomy.
So like
Even
the
if
thing
you plan on having, even if you want to have kids someday, because it's definitely reversible. And it's like,
so I
it's
am,
not-
and that thing in an immediate response. On the one hand, I get it. Women and other people, like, the overturn of Roe v. Wade is extremely scary, and the reproductive rights of women in the U.S. is absolutely at risk. With that being said, the implication that the correct answer to that is some kind of individual action of all men being pressured to get vasectomies when they're young, because while they are reversible, they're not as reversible as people make it out to be. It's like
there's not 100% chance that, like, it's not like the doctor goes in, snips, and then goes like, all right, cool, and then you come back 10 years later and be like, I'm ready now, and they're like,
There's a
okay,
70
go in and do a little band-aid on it.
there is a 70 to 80% chance that you're safe, but that does leave a large margin of error if we're asking hundreds, if not thousands, of men to get these operations. There is a large margin for error, large enough that it could leave many people permanently infertile, like, or even see some other sort of surgical mistakes, which can leave people permanently fucked up, like mutilated and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And we don't want that.
Testosterone issues.
Just as
well.
we wouldn't want other people to have, like, lots and lots of voluntary surgery, because that can be bad. So too is this, like, not a good expectation. And I know a lot of people, this sort of started as more of a rhetorical question.
Well, yeah, it was supposed to be like an argument. Okay. Well, one time I think we weren't podcasting at the time, but Blake had his lady friend over.
Yeah.
And this was after Roe v. Wade, and we were talking, and she just straight up said, she's like, all men should have to get vasectomies then. And I was just like, no. And she was like, I don't see what the problem is. I'm like, you're literally doing what they're doing with women's bodies to the other side. And she didn't see that. And then I just had to start yelling at her about how fucking vasectomies aren't reversible.
And again, that statement comes from a rhetorical device people were saying, which is like, the equivalent would be this.
If
that
men were
would solve
forced to
the
get
problem,
vasectomies, yeah.
which would also be bad.
Yeah.
The point of the rhetorical statement being an argument for reproductive rights is that the removal of those would be bad. Right? Like, it's so fucking annoying.
Also, if you're a woman and you don't want to get pregnant, why don't you just get your tubes tied? I'm sure it'll just go back to normal later.
I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure it can be reversed.
That's definitely not for, like, permanent.
Take birth control, maybe, you fucking slut. Instead of relying on fucking abortions, maybe.
I'm glad you said something else horrible.
What?
This episode. I feel like I've said like 5 horrible things, and you finally said something that's bad.
It's because I'm like, in my brain, there's like a big part of me where I'm like, we should say the normal thing. Because sometimes I worry that I get mistaken for saying bad shit.
I just think you shouldn't. I think there should be an age limit on vasectomies and tubes tying, like a minimum.
No,
your brain's not fully developed till you're 25. I'm not saying you have to be like in your fucking 40s.
You can join the army at 17.
Yeah, I don't think you should be able to do that either.
Yeah, but
when you join the army, you should get instant access to all drugs.
I think you
weed.
should be able to get voluntary surgeries, sort of at any age, if it's voluntary. Because I wouldn't want, say, a law we're not letting people get surgeries.
I don't want a law, but I think like you should probably wait. Because you're going to change. Like from when you're 21 to when you're 25, you're going to change.
My advice as a 27-year-old man who has not had a vasectomy but has been circumcised is that A, I don't like looking at uncircumcised dicks. Sorry, fellas.
Fuck you.
But B, don't get a vasectomy unless you're like super duper sure, right? And if you do have a partner, you should potentially have a serious discussion with them about it. Not that it is their call, but it is their business if they are your partner, especially if it's a long-term partner.
I think everyone who got circumcised as a child should get their vas deferens snipped.
Gross, dude.
Yes. Oh, I was tapping the mic by accident. Hopefully that doesn't sound like shit.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so gamers. When are you gonna start killing yourselves
In Minecraft.
in Minecraft? This fucking clip of this VTuber playing, like, getting over it.
Yeah.
She fucking falls over it and she just screams super loud. She's like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself in
That's
Minecraft.
so funny.
Oh man, I feel like I did have something else and I just fucking forgot it.
We only talked about the one upcoming Yakuza project.
Yeah, so I don't really care about Like a Dragon 8 right now.
Really?
Yeah, because it's not
it's
real.
too far out.
It's too far out.
Yeah.
I do care about Ishin because that's only a few months away.
Yeah.
And then theoretically probably summer release we have Kiryu Gaiden.
Yep. Like a Dragon Gaiden.
Yeah, which is gonna suck because if he's such an important character in 8, I feel like stuff that he does in 6.5
Yeah.
is going to be like important to the stuff in 8.
But
But it's not going to. I don't think it's going to solve anything.
I think it's going to be recommended but not mandatory
To play 6.5?
to play Gaiden.
Well, I would. Yeah. Do you think? But I think that's like 0.
Yeah, I think it's about like that.
Yeah, like 0 is not mandatory.
But you should play it.
Highly recommended.
Yeah.
It's like one of the best in the franchise. But
Yeah.
like, hopefully we get the same level with 6.5.
Yeah, I am on the one hand excited to get, now we'll be, since the last turn-based one, we'll have had 3 classic combat Yakuzas, right? Since 7, before going back to a turn-based entirely in 8. Which I think is reasonable. I think all of the people I saw on Reddit complaining that 8 was, and Twitter complaining that 8 was going to be turn-based again,
I think the
can
problem,
shut the fuck up because we literally have had 3 not turn-based ones since the last turn-based one.
I think the problem people have is that Kiryu is going to be in it.
So that's a more legit complaint where people are like, I thought his story was over in 6.
One second. I think what I'm saying here is that Kiryu, I think they're saying he's going to be a party member for Ichiban.
Kiryu is going to be Deuteragonist who has his own party.
Okay. That's frustrating because that's not what you'd expect. But also now Kiryu's gonna bring his some old friends back.
Imagine we could have Akiyama in a game again.
Oh my god, that'd be best. I was gonna say fucking what's his face?
Seijima?
No,
Daigo?
Stardust Boy,
Oh, that guy.
the guy who looks black but is not.
Yuya, right?
Yuya.
Isn't that Yuya?
Yeah, even though his story kind of like ended.
His story's over in 6. 6, the fact that he's even in 6 is crazy because he stopped being relevant for a few years there.
Yeah, he was hardly relevant in 5.
Yeah.
No.
In 4 and 5, he was practically completely irrelevant.
I'm trying to think. No, I'm thinking of Kiwami too. Secret Koreans.
There's
the guy who runs Stardust. He gets stabbed,
Yeah.
and then he gets like he's.
They got double Secret Korean though in Stardust
Yeah,
because in 6, Stardust was also Secret Korean.
yeah.
I wonder.
No,
if,
Secret Chinese and. Oh no, I wouldn't say that's Secret Korean with the Jinwon Mafia.
Junki Han.
I wouldn't say that's secret because he's just there.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And they bring up the Mafia earlier, the Jinwon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but anyways, so like Gaiden, great, whatever.
I'm excited.
Awesome.
Do you think they're
More
going to bring
Kiryu.
back Junki Han for 8? The fake
I hope-
Junki Han, because he's coming back in issue and he's playing a character.
Yeah. Same with Chinese guy. Can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the problem is when you introduce party members late in the game, generally they're hard to.
The Lumang guy, the Zhao. Is it Zhang?
Zhao, yeah.
Zhao, something.
Jing Zhao.
Or Zhao or Zhang, I think actually. But yeah. Yeah, he's in Ishin. Also, like a number of the actors from Zero. And this is updated from having characters and actors. In the original version of Ishin, we're having these people replace characters and actors that were in 3, 4, and 5 that were like lesser known characters from those games.
Yeah, but now it's going to be only like hitters.
Now it's just going to be characters from the newer games that are more popular.
So also, I don't care about that guy coming back.
Yeah.
Like when he shows up in the background in fucking Lost Judgment, I was like, oh, I don't care.
But which guy?
Zhao.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't like. Yeah.
I just didn't care. I was whatever.
I like the more connected.
Same with when the bartender at Stranger shows up.
Yeah.
I was just like, he's there. He's not talking. He's whatever.
Oh, when you go to Survive, you mean?
Survive. Yeah, that's what it is.
You didn't use his name.
Forgot his name.
Kashiwagi.
I forgot what his fake name was.
Oh.
I also forgot that his name was Kashiwagi. I hope Yakuza. I hope you. Well, let's.
Like a Dragon 8.
Let's talk about Like a Dragon 8 real quickly. I'm just gonna always call it Yakuza. It's just faster.
You're right.
And
I think I'm gonna try to wean myself off of it in the next 2 years. Like
I'll try, but like it's like me. It's like someone with they them pronouns who is outwardly mask presenting. I'm gonna have a rough time.
Wow, what a fucking piece of shit.
I tried. I was the only one at work who tried.
Oh.
So I saw this these stupid motherfuckers being like, oh, why did they change Kiryu's hairstyle? Why does he look like that? Why is his hair gray? The man is 53.
I think he might be even older than that.
Actually, he's 51 in Like a Dragon.
So it depends on when these other ones take place.
Yeah, like because
okay,
Lost Judgment was like 2021, right?
Lost Judgment takes place in the end of 2021. Kaido Files takes place in 2022.
Okay. But that's also like has nothing to do with the main Yakuza story.
No, but every single one of these games has taken place after the last one, including the fact that Judgment takes place after 6, and then things that happen in the background of Judgment where they're like, they've created these new Yakuza laws that are cutting down on the Yakuza.
Okay.
And then affected 7, which, like, you know, right? And then 7 having the complete dismantlement of both the Omi Rengu and the Tojo clan led to, in Lost Judgment, them legitimately, like, pointing out the family's been disbanded. All of these Yakuza are on the street.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so these things tend to cross over that way and take place after each other. So first of all, Ishin takes place obviously way in the past.
1800.
Gaiden, we know, takes place
2017.
between... No. What we've been told is that the story of Gaiden will bridge the gap between 6, 7, and 8. So we're going to see where Kiryu was from the end of 6 into 7 and then into 8.
Okay. But Kiryu, just the people complaining about Kiryu's design.
And I think he's in disguise.
I think he's
because it doesn't look like his natural haircut.
I think because his hair's always pushed up and down. I think he is just looking like an old salaryman now. I think he's like trying to not be seen anymore. I think there's going to be something in 6.5 that shows that there's whatever character that's going to be related into 8 is after him.
I think at the end of Gaiden, we're going to see him put on a wig.
That would be so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And then in fucking 8,
he pulls off the wig instead of his shirt.
No, he pulls off his jacket, and then he just
the wig's gone.
Yo, that old salaryman has a fucking sick dragon tattoo. And he pulls the wig off, and they're like, "That's the dragon of Dojima." And they fucking parry the platypus him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want them. He's got to get back to his fucking kids.
That's the one thing. Is people are like, I thought his story was over in 6. It kind of sucks that he's going to be a main character again, and the big focus on Kiryu.
Yeah, but his story being over in 6 is so fucking sad and depressing.
Yes. So the thing I wanted to point out, because I saw someone post this who like is a totally. I saw Penny Parker post this, by the way. So this response, and I'm like,
she's only played like a Dragon. She doesn't know.
She's played a few of them. She's played Zero and Like a Dragon. I think Kiwami.
Okay, yeah, that's not all of them.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. And so she says this, and my immediate, I didn't obviously spoil it to her, but I'm like, no. So the reason why this is going over well with Yakuza fans, other than like, please give me more of thing I like, is that the ending of 6 is, to me, somehow a worse conclusion than Kiryu dying in 6 because it's Kiryu abandoning his family.
Yeah, which is...
If he died in 6, he dies fighting to protect his family, and like, you know, it's sad he doesn't end up with them after being estranged from them, but it's worth it. But him leaving and not getting to be with them is somehow worse for me. And so if we can have a happy ending in 8, whether that's him again like being done in a way that is tragic but beautiful, or being done in a way that's just great,
it's like
I'll be happy.
You play all these games.
Yeah.
You've played fucking before Kiryu dies, and Ichiban takes over. You've played 7 games.
Yeah.
With Kiryu being at some point the main character of the game.
Yeah.
And the whole fucking thing of the game is that he
does not want to be involved in this stuff.
He gets burned out on the Yakuza life in Yakuza 1, takes the fall, realizes his mistakes for doing that, realizes he needs to leave the life in Yakuza 1, and fucking hands off the chairman position to the 5th chairman. And then in Yakuza 2, after the 5th chairman's assassinated right in front of him,
he gets dragged back
in because there is people who still remember him and still look at him because he left the clan with no figureheads.
Yeah.
He left it with Tarada, a man who is hardly in the first game.
Yeah.
And then after that, you go recruit Daigo, and he's like, oh, maybe I'm done. And then it's like, well, Majima's still not here, and he has to keep coming back. Yakuza 3. Yeah. It's just also about like
Yakuza 3, he has fully established himself as far away from the Tojo clan as he could possibly get.
But they keep coming to him because he is still irresponsible for Daigo.
Yeah, and the thing is like the ending Kiryu wants for himself, the thing that is very clear is he wants to run his orphanage full of kids, take care of Haruka, and like be a dad and like be a caregiver, right?
The things he has been doing between the games.
Yeah.
He is like, there is a good fucking like 6 months to a year that you do not see.
I think straight up, it's one of the things that I think is very sad, but I think might be a good end to Kiryu. Like the reason why he picked it that like makes sense is where he is at the start of 5. Like he's a cab driver and he is able to financially support his kids by going to the ATMs and sending them money.
Even though that like is in the grand scheme of things not worth much because the Haruka's like agency is paying for everything, but it's like it's still like he's connected but disconnected. He's still definitely depressed and in a shit mood. He's fucking like a 19-year-old. Yeah, because like his life is just sad.
Yeah, but he's like at the very least you're like, wow, he had to sacrifice, but he's still able to help them.
Yeah. And where all the kids, this is something that he instilled into Haruka like a fucking idiot. Yeah. All the kids are willing to put up with this bullshit. Yeah. But Haruka and Kiryu don't want to feel guilty with the knowledge that it's like the reason why these kids don't succeed in life is because of their connection to us, which is why Haruka leaves the orphanage in 6 and why Kiryu has to leave the orphanage
in 5.
In 5, but then also the actions of 5 do kind of
lead into 6.
It's just so...
I think
it's dumb mode.
5 has such a great ending, though.
5 has a great ending, and it really sucks that Kiryu in 6 immediately goes like, I'm going to prison for 3 years.
I think 5 is maybe my favorite. I know I like...
If not for Shinada, I would agree.
Right, like there's parts of 5 that aren't good, but the fact that the opening of 5 and the ending of 5... both fucking slap really hard. Yeah. It's hard to beat it. Like, the ending made me want to cry. The beginning made me want to cry.
Also, Sajima's part in that one is also really good.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Even though, like, that was... Sajima's gameplay in 5 is so fucking good.
I think it's funny that Sajima's whole deal is... Where's Majima? My baby boy.
In Yakuza 4, it was like, where's Majima? He's betrayed me. Yeah. And then in Yakuza 5, it's like, where's Majima?
I want to give him a smooch.
My brother. I want to kiss him platonically. Yeah. I want to fucking do the Raylo kiss in episode 9 of Star Wars. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a good ending for the character. No. Because it's never a good ending when a character's whole thing is living through the craziest strife, having to go through so many battles in their life, literally just doing nothing but struggle their whole life to fight for a smidge of happiness, to throw it all away for the sake of other people's happiness, but still throw it all away, and they don't get a happy ending.
Yeah, it just doesn't. The thing is, the game clearly wanted us to think this is a solid way to end this character.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it wasn't. And to me, I again, as I've said, like, you know, for example, like, I remember saying, like, oh, Uncharted 4, they're either going to have to kill Nathan Drake or find out a better way to deal with him that does not feel like a cop-out because you've called the game a fucking Thief's End. Like,
yeah. And then the thief is Rafe.
Well, the thief
That's
in
the
the Thief's
thief that
End
ends.
is supposed to be Nathan, because at the end of it he retires. But like, he meaningfully retires and has a kid. Like,
yeah.
what we need is for Kiryu to have that ending, or again, die tragically, but in a way that protects his family.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm not that kind of person who's like, why would you make a sad thing happen at the ending of a thing? Like, where people are like, this fucking sucks because I felt bad.
So that's the thing that I kind of hate about, like, Boruto continuing on.
Yeah.
Is that inevitably, well, they've already done it to a point where, like, spoilers for Boruto, but it's fucking garbage, so you shouldn't care anyways. Fucking Naruto, it's been prophesized from the beginning, like from the first chapter of Boruto, that Naruto's gonna die.
Of course. Well,
but it's like, great, cool. The kid who grew up with being abused and having no family and no friends until he fucking, like, fought tooth and nail for it is now gonna die at the age of, like, 38 and not get to see his kids grow old.
Right. I mean,
not to get to be able to, like,
Kiryu dying's a little more okay for me because he's older and
yeah, Kiryu got a full life.
Yeah, like, you know,
where Naruto dying at the age,
like, Kiryu experienced some
age.
abuse, but it's more that he experienced in a lot of ways, like, he experienced
abuse
betrayal
as, like, an
and
adult.
grief and sadness, right? But also love, and sweetness. And I think him dying would also be good because I think they'd probably do some fucking sappy thing where you see, like, a picture of him and Nishiki, like, in heaven. You know what I mean? Where they, like, show in the sky, like,
Ichiban looks up
and, like,
and there's Nishiki and Kiryu and like,
Yumi. Nishiki, Kiryu, and or not
looking down, and also the fucking bartender from Serena.
Reina. She's not dead.
She is. Reina dies in Yakuza 1.
No, because who's the fucking bartender after her?
That's a new woman. They reopened the bar. Date gets married to her.
Yeah, that's okay. Never mind. I got them mixed up then.
Yeah, Reina dies.
Oh,
I think Nishiki kills her
maybe.
to show that he has truly fallen
Right.
and is a bad guy.
Anyway, my point is, I'm excited to see Kiryu get a chance at a better ending. Although it's funny because we never thought that it would be Yakuza 8 that teams them up and finishes that story.
Yeah.
We were always like, Haruka goes to see Yagami and get Kiryu. Because that I don't know.
That
I feel
would be
like that
fun.
writes itself.
That
You know
would
what I
be
mean?
Cool.
As a crossover.
Yeah. 1 second.
Also, I wonder, because Haruto was born in 2016.
Haruto would be 6.
He'd be 6 now.
Yeah.
In Yakuza 8, he's gonna be 8.
Or 7.
Depends on
It's
when
no
his
the
birthday.
game. The year it takes place is usually the year before, because that's when the primary development is happening.
It's either the year before or the same year, because Lost Judgment same year, but
Lost Judgment also came out in November.
but it came out in September. But it came out.
Still later in the year.
Yakuza 7 was the year before, but Lost Judgment was same year. And even the Kaido Files, which came out in the first half of the year of 2022, takes place in 2022.
Okay, I think that's because for the Kaido Files, they had all the assets they needed to do it.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I think it's like sometimes when the game, they'll just say it's whatever year.
Yakuza 6 also came out in 2016 and takes place in 2016. It came out here in 2018.
Why don't you go fuck yourself? How about that?
All right.
Yeah.
They tend to do a little bit of
Reina was
everything.
not killed by Nishiki. She was killed by someone in the Nishikiyama family.
Same difference. I'll give that to you.
She's killed by this guy. I'm not zooming in on him.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. Fucking random character that no one cares about.
Well, I mean, like, a lot of, like, the second or third in command to the bad guy in a game doesn't get remembered. Except for, again, the fact that Zero has, like, essentially 3 main bad guys that are all fairly compelling.
That are more interesting than fucking Dojima.
Yeah.
Because Dojima's a nothing character.
Dojima existed
Well, he's a
die.
character. He makes Kuze cut his finger off.
Yeah.
But, like, Kuze... other guy whose name I can't remember.
Zero gives more depth to Dojima than he had in Yakuza 1.
He dies in the first fucking 5 minutes of the game.
For like the first 30, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because you forget you had to run to fucking all those stores and shit.
I know how to run fast now.
Yeah. I can't believe they closed on Kyoto.
Yeah, and put a police station there.
Yeah.
Horrible.
And then they kept the police station there in the flashback, like we wouldn't fucking know.
Like I wasn't gonna go pick up some fucking vibrators.
Yeah.
And Tenga eggs.
Like I wouldn't know that was a fucking Don Quixote. Oh, that flashback takes place in 2007. When I know for a fucking fact there was a Don Quixote there in 2007. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, because it was a Yakuza game.
Yeah.
In that time period.
It's funny because, like, again, the reason why I point that out, obviously it's just because the contract ended. But normally they're like so on point because you can tell like little stores close and change and shit. My favorite brand is that is in Kamurocho in Yakuza that I love walking by the different versions of that we've never been allowed to go inside is the restaurant called New York Coffee and Hot Dog. Because it's like that's an odd.
It's a funny name.
That also like that's not a pairing that I've ever seen. I'd pair a hot dog with a fucking ice cold beer, or a fucking soda pop.
Well, you know what we could move
do.
on from?
What?
Move into?
What?
Another video game franchise that has Kazuma in it.
Who? What?
Tekken 8, baby.
Oh yeah, Tekken 8 got announced.
Yeah, with a pretty cool trailer.
Yeah, it looked cool.
Yeah, it looked nice. Hopefully, there was one actual moment in the trailer that, like, because they were really trying to show that was, like, gameplay. Well, it's not gameplay, but they're trying to be like, this is what the gameplay looks like. And I'm like, yeah, that is what Tekken gameplay looks like. There's a part where Jin Kazama fighting Kazuya Mishima.
Yeah.
He does a backdash, and that causes him to, like, miss, for Kazuya's kick to miss.
Yeah.
And that would be a really cool introduction for, like a good use of like the Tekken fucking like slowdown mechanics.
Yeah.
Like where it's like if we both punch.
No,
at the
that
same
was
time,
gameplay, wasn't it?
It was like pseudo gameplay.
It was maybe it was like not final, but I think that was actual gameplay.
No, I don't. I really don't think so because it's like with the way the gameplay was, is it cuts back to like too much like cinematically. In a way that's not like how Tekken.
Well, it could have been just gameplay interspersed with cutscene, like with
okay, fine, but I just think it's like it's very. I'm just hoping that the backdash thing where he like where that gets a slow mo effect. I hope that's in there.
Maybe they could add like a higher sort of procedural animation system where you get different animations depending on like if you're backdashing and someone kicks, and then you get like special animations that like use that. I like it when games like kind of have like specialty stuff, but I know that would like tank the frame rate maybe.
Yeah.
Because it would mean it's doing all this like processing to try to anticipate the other both players' moves, and especially if you're trying to do that and be online, that would be difficult.
There was also Street Fighter 6 announcements.
Yeah, but that's like none of that's really new, isn't it? Because
there was
all
something
leaked. Ken's not actually divorced.
Ken's not homeless and not divorced.
He just
He's
looks
in hiding
good.
because the Masters Foundation has been taken over by the bad guys. Yeah, and then like Dulcim, E Honda. There's another guy I'm forgetting.
Yeah, that you can play other Street Fighter games in Street Fighter 6 now and play them online.
Yeah,
which is cool. You can play fucking Third Strike in 6, which already makes it maybe the best Street Fighter game.
Yeah, it's the Street Fighter of all Street Fighters.
True, yeah. But the like the fact that this is like the most content rich fighting game ever made.
Yeah,
like, even if you're not a huge fighting game person, you should probably consider maybe not a day one buy, but consider a buy. Like, that's what I'm doing, because I'm looking at that and I'm like, it has that fucking beat 'em up mode.
Yeah.
It has the classic games on it, right? Like,
It's also like, I don't like Street Fighter that much. Like Tekken was more like, I would probably like if it was just a normal fighting game,
yeah,
would be closer as like a buy for me. But the fucking thing is like with all that content and like the create a character thing.
this is the most bang for your buck that any fighting game has ever had, and probably will ever have. And I'll say
there's one argument I can make, but it's
What?
argumentative.
Guys, God bless the ring, because it has a Diablo clone mode.
Smash Bros.
I would say that the modes in this game, and the fact that most of them are like bespoke and like legit, I think it's more content rich than Smash Bros.
I think it's more content rich than all of the Smash Bros. But Super Smash Bros. Brawl did have the Subspace Emissary.
It depends.
It
I
also
guess
had classic mode, and it had the thing where you could
the fucking special matches,
also,
like where you'd
You
fight
could go-
Giga Bowser and shit.
yeah, you could also go into the Masterpieces catalog, and you could unlock and play
Demos of classic games.
demos of classic games.
Fuck. Okay, Super Smash Bros. Brawl and Street Fighter 6 are competing with each other to be the most content-rich fighting game ever made.
Yeah. Super Smash Bros. 4, Smash 5, well, Smash Ultimate, and Melee and Original, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, less content
Well,
rich.
Melee does have the
Ultimate has the World of Light, but I would argue that the World of Light is not actually that content rich.
I would say here's what I would say. Melee
Yeah.
has classic mode, which is just standard arcade mode that every fighting game
Every
has,
fighting game has that.
and adventure mode, which is just a more in-depth arcade mode.
Yeah.
But then they have events, which was like the challenge battles you could do,
Yeah.
which I would argue that was like proto World of Light.
Yeah.
But World of Light,
World of Light is a lot longer, but I don't know if it's better.
it's not.
Yeah.
World of Light sucks for the case that you have to do every battle, and
And
you
the-
have to do
the fa-
meaningless battles.
Oh god, yeah. And like the spirit board and things like that, a lot of that feels more recycled than what we're looking at for Street Fighter 6,
Yeah.
which feels a lot more bespoke. Like that it's going to have arcade modes and other like single player modes plus this beat 'em up sort of story mode, right? So like that, I think that Brawl, I think, is the only thing that comes close, and it really depends on how in-depth and meaningful these story modes for 6 end up being when the game comes out.
Yeah.
But I think straight up, I know Street Fighter, if you're a new fighting game fan, is like a much less like cool seeming game compared to like all the great anime fighters and even like Tekken and Soul Cal, because these games, feel like they break the mold, whereas Street Fighter is the mold, right? But
I would say anime fighters don't break the mold.
Guilty Gear does.
I would say not anymore. I think even Guilty Gear, whatever Guilty Gear does, well, specifically with Strive feels like the most normal of fighting game out of all of like the other Guilty Gear games. Like there's no instant kills, so there's nothing, and like the supers work the exact same way as fucking like Street Fighter. The only thing I would say is different is the dust system.
Yeah, you're right.
Roman cancels.
Yeah, Roman cancels.
Dust and Roman cancels, which like arguably are very like
Roman
they're
cancels are
hurdles you
more
have to get
meaningful.
over. Yeah, but like they're hurdles you have to get over, but they are just like
They allow
they're the
higher
only
level
differences,
play.
really.
But I guess especially following like Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is like I think also like a fairly mold breaking fighting game. Like it does a lot of interesting shit.
I don't know because I don't really know a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Marvel, they're very different games. They're both hyper fighters, but they're very different games.
Okay.
But yeah, the Capcom style of fighting games can feel like vanilla, but sometimes you can get a great vanilla. Like you can get like a nice French vanilla flavored thing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fucking shit on vanilla necessarily.
Vanilla extract is the garlic of baking.
Yeah.
Like
Vanilla is good,
Vanilla is
baby.
important.
And sometimes you need to have a thing come out and say, this is the most kind of...
If Street Fighter goes harder
This is
into
the line.
classic,
Yeah.
if the line, like, Street Fighter 5 is kind of not great.
Right,
Like,
but
the line's all the way down here. And so, like, a lot of fighting games are, like, easily passing the line and breaking, like,
breaking them
getting
all,
above it
feeling
because
different.
it's not bad, because it's just better
Yeah,
than Street
but
Fighter 5.
for-
But if Street
but
Fighter 5 is
for-
a fucking here, and then the next fighting, and if Tekken 8 only comes in just under, it's like, oh, sorry, buddy.
Yeah, right? Like,
Not
because
enough content.
being better than Street Fighter means that you have made
A good fighting game.
a good fighting game, right? Like, or a great.
1 second.
Yeah.
I don't think we should say good fighting game, because what fighting game, like, FGC people really look for is not the content, but the actual, like, balance and the variety of play.
Right.
I would say just good game.
Sure. Yeah. But, like, overall better. Like, because, like,
Good
we
game
talk
in the
about
fighting genre.
Street Fighter 2 basically invents the fucking fighting game, right? And so there's a bunch of games
Yeah.
that hang out around that same quality, right? And the reason why, the shit that broke the mold and, like, is still around to this day that people talk about exists because it is better or around the same level as Street Fighter 2,
Yeah.
right? And then Third Strike, which is the third version of Street Fighter 3, because Street Fighter 3 at launch, the original version wasn't that good. But, like, Third Strike, one of the best ones, right? And, we still talk about Evo Moment 37, right? 36?
You tainted my brain with a different number. So now I gotta fucking YouTube it. Well, I gotta type in Evo, and moment 37 is gonna be below it. It's 37.
Nice. But yeah, so people still talk about Evo Moment 37, right? And that was a fucking Street Fighter.
Yeah, and like it's Evo moment 37, which is crazy because that means like there was 36 moments before that.
And it was
Before
1999.
in 2004.
2004.
It just looks that old.
It was using a camera for 99.
It was using like a classic like film camera
Yeah.
or like one that goes to video
A digital tape, yeah.
Yeah, and then like they're playing on a CRT.
Yeah.
and fucking like it just looks old.
Yeah.
But then you think about it, like 2 years later, the Xbox 3, or 1 year later, the Xbox 360 came out,
Holy shit.
and HDMI cables were then a thing, and then like
Shit advanced
flat
like
screens were more
crazy.
common. Well, like plasmas and shit.
Yeah.
We didn't get like LCDs until like 2010, and then we got LEDs in like 2013 or something.
I think you're both a little even closer to now. I think they're both slightly older than you're putting, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it's whatever.
But yeah,
And now we got
so true, Bessie.
4K.
We got 8K
Yeah.
coming soon.
Yeah, 8K is like a joke. Oh, I say that. I said that about 4K with 1080p. I see the difference, but I don't need the difference.
Yeah.
Like
but
when I go
do
stream
like
something,
it.
when I'm at home and I'm watching something on like my computer, my phone, my TV, my TV's 4K. I can't watch anything in 4K because I don't have 4K Blu-rays.
Yeah.
And I don't fucking have. I'm not paying more for Netflix. To watch 4K stuff on Netflix, you have to
Right.
pay like $10 extra.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and Netflix is already getting too expensive. And if they actually do that fucking thing where it's like, oh, only one household, we're gonna enforce it now. I'm just gonna cancel.
And you're just going to steal it.
Yeah, exactly. Like how I already stole fucking 4 seasons of What We Do in the Shadows because I didn't want to pay for Disney Plus.
Exactly.
It's a great show.
It's a fantastic show.
Yeah.
But
Or Ted Lasso. I did have Apple TV for a while, but that was because it was free, and then I paid for 1 month because I forgot to cancel. But there you go. You got that month out of me.
Are you going to buy FIFA to see Ted Lasso?
Fuck no.
But speaking of 4K, actually, just the other night, me and Derek and Emily, my housemates, watched Hereditary in 4K, and that movie is fucking awesome. And
seen
the
it.
4K transfer is fantastic.
That's good.
It was gorgeous, dude.
Yeah, like 4K is cool.
There is a
all the-
shot. So to point out like how, this is a thing where I'm going to both say, here is the quality of Hereditary, and also here is the tone of Hereditary. There is a shot in the film Hereditary where you see a funeral for a child, a child's coffin, in just like a gorgeous shot. You see the entire they're all kind of standing on the one side of the coffin so you can see everybody.
Yeah.
And it's kind of wide, a big group shot, and you can see like there's a mountain in the background.
Vin Diesel's on a hill watching from afar.
Fuck you. And then the camera is tracked to the coffin as the coffin is lowered into the ground, and the camera gets lowered also into the ground.
Yeah.
And it's just a beautiful shot. It's amazing. But also cannot stress enough, it is a child coffin.
Oh yeah, but kids are stupid.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. I mean, obviously I'm not the first person to say it, but it's a good movie.
Yeah. That's always the fun thing to be like, yeah, guys, you ever heard of this movie?
That's 5 years old.
Akira?
Yeah.
You ever watch Spirited Away? I think it's this underground indie flick no one's ever seen.
Bro. Have you ever heard of Blue Velvet? You should check it out.
Bro, have you ever heard of The Godfather?
Seven Samurai?
Bro, have you ever heard Goodfellas? Bro, you ever heard of Inception?
It's funny
Bro, have you ever
because
heard of The Dark Knight? It's got this indie character called Batman or something. It's
funny.
also it's like, I think it's supposed to be a sequel, but I don't know what came before it.
It's funny because, of course, like everybody has a moment when they first hear of a movie, even if it's like an extremely famous one.
Bro, you ever see American Psycho?
Right, like, you know what I mean?
Like, there's definitely kids on TikTok right now.
movie. Me in high school.
That's different.
Right? Like, like, who don't know American Psycho. Nobody else knew it. I do. I heard of it. I watched it. Fight Club. The same thing happens with Fight Club. Did you know the guy who wrote that
Darren
book?
Aronofsky movie that people like that I don't. It's got that banger of a song in it. But like banger in like the...
Oh, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind?
No, I love that movie.
Oh, the other one, Requiem for a Dream.
That one... Yeah, bro, you ever see the High Fidelity?
High Fidelity is fairly indie. Like, it's famous. But
I really like High Fidelity. Like,
yeah.
I got to rewatch that movie because it's really good. But it's one of those movies where it's like, I remember it being good. What if I find an issue?
Do you watch the show?
Nah, I wanted to, but I just... I don't watch TV.
It's got Zoe Kravitz in it.
Yeah.
She's hot.
Catwoman. Yo, bro, you watch the Batman?
You ever heard of the Batman?
Hey, man, you ever watch Iron Man 2008?
Oh, speaking of Iron Man, they just announced that Armor Wars, which was going to be a TV show, is now becoming a movie.
Oh, cool. So we'll actually watch it now.
What do you mean you'll actually watch it?
I'm not watching Disney TV shows anymore.
Fuck you.
No, they're bad.
Fuck you, dude.
No, She-Hulk working with Megan Thee Stallion.
She-Hulk's, first of all...
No, I'm joking about that.
That was good, but She-Hulk's also, I want to say, pretty good show.
That's fine.
I like it. It's funny. I like Titania Maslany, a Canadian hero.
I just don't care right now.
That's
I'm just
fair.
kind of burned out.
Yeah, you don't.
Like,
watch
I'm sure I'll have.
you don't watch Miss Marvel either, right?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll have my fucking Star Wars moment with it, like in a few years, where I just go like, okay, now I watch all of it in one day, with like I did with fucking Mandalorian.
True.
I'm not watching Andor though.
I've heard that one's actually good, though.
I don't care. I'm not watching a fucking movie that is a prequel to a movie that's a prequel about people dying. Like, I didn't care for Rogue One.
You don't have to. I think we had this exact conversation before where I was like, Andor can be a good... Apparently, Andor, by the way, the thing that makes me want to watch it is somebody is like, Andor is a television show about an angry revolutionary. Like, isn't that cool?
Why don't you go and do your own revolutionaries?
I will, dude. I'm gonna kill Justin Trudeau.
Just in time to stop just inflation.
Yeah, bro.
There is this 3-minute ad on YouTube right now. That's you like. Obviously, you could skip it within 5 seconds, but the guy tries to drag you in by being like, "So they say inflation's at an all-time high," or as I like to call it, just inflation. And I'm like,
yes, because inflation as a concept does not predate Justin Trudeau becoming the Prime Minister of Canada.
Inflation didn't exist.
And again, not a huge fan of the guy. Arguably, I would say he sucks. He's a big dookie asshole. And
I wouldn't go that far. I would just say he sucks.
And I've never voted for him.
I voted for him the first time.
Fucking liberal piece of shit.
Yeah, because I thought the party was fine. Now I see the issues.
Yeah.
It's almost, but at least I fucking grew. My fucking family still votes conservative.
That's fair. But no, but beyond that, Like he sucks. I mean, he's not the only one who is behind the fact that both property and groceries have risen in cost. But I mean, if you're going to campaign against something, Sobeys made record profits in 2020 and 2021. They cut off the hero pay for their frontline staff pretty quick in 2020.
Yeah.
Went on to make record profits. The cost of groceries in Sobeys stores have been rising over the years, and you'd think, oh, with the record profits, they could go back to pre-2020 profits and then just lower the cost of all their groceries, right? Because groceries are a human need.
Yeah.
No. They have added security guards and off-duty cops as security guards to many of their grocery stores throughout BC and Alberta.
I got something to complain about as well.
So that's some fucking bullshit, because what they've done is prices have raised, and instead of spending money to lower prices, they've spent money so that poor people can get fucking caught for stealing groceries because they can't afford the fucking groceries.
So I just out of quickness.
Yeah.
Also, no shame. It's just a fucking grocery store.
Yeah.
I was just going to No Frills for a while.
Yeah.
Because No Frills was on my way home, and instead, I could either stop at the No Frills 10 minutes away from my house, and then
Or
drive
you'd
to my
have
house.
to
Or
do
I
a-
could drive to my house and drive past my house to go to Loblaws.
Loblaws.
Yeah. Or Longo's if I wanted to go down to Winston. But
There's actually a Longo fairly close to me, and that's
Yeah,
where
I
I do
saw
all
it on
my
the way
shopping.
Longo's isn't bad. It's actually pretty good.
Longo's is like our Longo's is bougie in a good way. Like, it's so
I would say
fucking nice, dude.
Longo's is always like Loblaws, Sobeys quality shit. But
I think it's above Sobeys quality, personally.
Okay, yeah. Well, I didn't shop at Sobeys and you did, so
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel expensive.
It's not. I don't think it's like that much more expensive than the other stores, but it definitely just has a bougier vibe and has just really good quality.
Also, I want to destroy this fucking myth.
Yeah.
No Frills has the same prices as everyone else.
It's not cheaper anymore.
It's not cheaper. It hasn't been cheaper forever.
It used to be.
No, but what it was is it was cheaper because they had the No Name brand. So No Name is this fucking yellow with black font to show that it's not important.
It was a meme a little while ago.
Yeah.
I remember.
Well, it was probably just around Canada, kind of like whenever Zellers comes back in some way.
They're bringing Zellers back, eh?
Yeah, as an online storefront with pop-up locations. You know that joke from fucking College Humor where it's about because Brendan Lee Mulligan would do those fucking bits where he's like a CEO and pitching things, and they did the one where they dressed him up as an old man and that his grandson was helping him revitalize his hardware store or whatever. And that it became and he just tried to convince him to recreate brick and mortar stores.
What about a permanent pop-up?
Yeah, what about a permanent pop-up where people can and then we're always stocked with inventory and people can always come through. That's literally what Zellers is going to be. Or that I read about it that it was going to be. So anyways, the No Frills was this place that had this brand called No Name, and it's No Frills because there's no extra bullshit. You go in, you get what you need. You're gonna get slightly lower quality shit,
and
but
also
for,
one of the
much,
reasons
much
why it was
cheaper.
called No Frills is because they allegedly are not spending as much money beautifying the store, having things like free samples, right? And so presumably, by cutting costs, they can hand the savings over to you, the consumer. Was the point? And
when it was an independent grocery store, that was definitely the truth.
And for quite a good number of years, it was actually not super cheap, but noticeably cheaper.
Yeah.
They were the first to go, no fucking plastic bags. And you're like, yeah, of fucking course.
Yeah.
Now you're not spending money on that shit, right? Because you're expecting me to take shit from home or just take the shit to my fucking car in the cart without a bag.
Yeah. I've been shopping there, and it's I would buy the same fucking meat, I would buy meat and my shit. I'd go to the front. I'd have half a cart filled with shit, and they'd be $60, and I'm like, this is the same fucking price I'd pay at Loblaws.
Well, okay,
Except the meat here is shittier.
If we're talking about meat, it's because there's practically a monopoly on meat in Canada.
Yeah, but it's also
you remember
just
in COVID
everything
when
was
it
the
became.
same.
You remember in 2020 when there was that big COVID outbreak at the one fucking chicken processing plant and it affected chicken stocks across all of Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why, because it's all the chicken's basically made in
And
by
also
the same people.
bread prices are all lies.
There's actually a bulk chicken store near here that's from one of the farms, so we can actually get a great deal if you want bulk chicken.
I can't eat bulk chicken.
What do you mean bulk chicken? Bulk
Well,
chicken.
like I can't eat that much chicken in 1 week.
If you could buy like a pound of chicken thighs, couldn't you and all your roommates eat like a pound of chicken thighs?
You're right. Possibly. Nope. No, probably not, because me and Heather are the only people who cook.
Damn.
Okay, but it's just like it's the same fucking price for the same shit, but then also no frills makes you feel like a poor person
That's so true.
because like they're
And Longo's makes you feel like a fucking rich person.
so Loblaws.
People want frills.
Store, Metro. You walk in, you can just grab a cart and go. You
Yeah.
can grab a basket and go. You go to fucking no frills. You have to put
Gotta
a
do the
dollar
fucking
in the
key
cart.
thing.
Yeah,
They still do that?
they at the no frills and the Loblaws on Mavis.
There's a Walmart near here that does that.
See, it's bullshit. It makes you feel like a fucking poor
Poor
person.
shit. Yeah, it's 100%.
Because it makes it cool. Like we value these carts so much, and
That
we know
fuck
you're a
you.
little fucking faggot.
Oh my god, I can't believe you, you fucking piece of shit. You said that.
We know you're a little rich. You're a little poor bitch.
Yeah. Well, I hope I remember to bleep that.
Please bleep it. I said the F slur, but please bleep it.
Yeah. He didn't mean to. You saw, if you were
I
watching
just have
the-
so much rage about this fucking place.
Also, Ian has 2 empty beers next to him, a third empty beer, but that's not actually his. That was there from before. And he had beer at the restaurant.
Yeah.
So, you know what?
I wanted to have one more, but I also got to drive like half an hour home.
Yeah, so like let's respect Ian and go, he didn't mean it. You could tell on his face the second he said it, he was like, "Oh no, I didn't mean that."
Oh no, I've been recorded saying it. Not like when I'm at home and I'm swearing it constantly. And the N word. That's a joke.
That is a joke.
The first part wasn't. The N word was.
You don't. Okay.
No, I actually don't. I do
He
like
doesn't use slurs because Ian is a decent man who understands that they're not good to say, and he doesn't want to perpetuate violence against certain
what if the
communities.
next fucking 5 sentences it just had each one had like a different slur in it? Yeah, so then these C slurs were fucking hanging out, and then these J slurs come in,
Oh my god.
and these fucking K slurs.
Fuck you, dude.
Okay, but it's just like the fucking putting
You're
the
about
dollar,
to fucking be slurring your speech when I finish with you.
but putting the dollar into the cart makes you feel like
No, yeah.
you're holding me hostage.
Absolutely.
And then also, I'm like, okay, I don't need a cart. I'm shopping for one person. I usually buy like frozen.
I use a basket 90% of the time
I
I go to the grocery
would like to
store.
use a basket.
But no
They're
Frills
not
doesn't have
fucking
one.
there. There's no baskets. I walked around the whole fucking like front end. And I'm like, just there's none here. I saw one person walking around with one, and it's like, oh no, you don't give out baskets because you want the fucking loonies to be left in the goddamn things.
Yeah.
It's just annoying.
Yeah, no, it's pretty gross. Yeah.
I hate it. I hate no frills now. It's
It sucks.
garbage.
Might as well just go to fucking Galen
Might as well go to
Weston's.
fucking Fortino's. Like if I'm
Yeah.
like it's all the same. Also, Fortino's also owned by Loblaws.
Yep.
It's all the same company. They charge all the same, except they'll have like the bougier shit a little more to the front, depending on where you are.
Yeah.
Like if you go to
Or they won't sell the bougie shit in one store, but they'll sell it in the other.
yeah, okay. Well, like if you go to No Frills, they'll have like the cryo packed like steaks,
Yeah.
but they'll only have strip loins. Whereas
Whereas you can get the ribeyes.
if you go if you go to Loblaws, you get ribeyes, or if you go to like fucking the superstore, you can get like other stuff, and you can get like bigger cuts of meat.
Yeah.
It's all a fucking lie now.
Yep.
The only place that doesn't-
Fortino's is a lot nicer though than No Frills,
Oh,
just in
absolutely.
terms of vibes, and especially if the prices aren't that different anymore, then get the frills, bro.
Yeah,
Get all those frills.
Go to fucking Loblaws. Go to Fortino's. Go
We
to
are not
Longo's.
advocating for, especially I just said some nice things about Longo's. They're owned by the same company as Sobeys, like which I just said.
Oh, Longo's is?
Yeah,
Okay.
which I just said did terrible shit.
Who the fuck owns Farm Boy?
I've never heard of Farm Boy.
Farm Boy is more for the city because they're like they're acting as like Farm Boy is definitely some like competitor's version of like trying to stop Whole Foods.
Oh, okay. Because Whole Foods is Amazon, and they're not that common here anymore. Or
There's a couple in Toronto and there's that one in Mississauga.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Square One.
I mean, there's more. I think there's more than that many, but they're just they're not very common. I know in the U.S. they're a lot more common because duh. But yeah,
Yeah, they have an emphasis on their branding of farm to table, but the same brands are there as the ones in Loblaws.
really.
It's not owned by Loblaws though.
Okay.
Its owner is the Empire Company.
Click on the Empire Company.
I'm going through it, seeing what else they own. They own Sobeys.
There you go.
They own Sobeys, Crombie Reet, Safeway, Farm Boy, Freshco, Foodland. So there you go. The fucking top 4 of the top 5.
Yep.
Actually, no. 5 of the top 6 are all like it's the exact same as Loblaws.
Yep. And
It's
then
like
Loblaws
you got
and Superstore.
Sobeys is Loblaws. Safeway is like no frills.
Yeah.
Farm Boy is Fortino's.
Yeah.
Freshco, I would say, is probably Superstore.
Yeah, Freshco's pretty nice.
And Foodland is also on the same level as like like other things.
Foodland's a lot like Fortino's.
Is Foodland expensive? Or it's supposed to be expensive?
So Fortino's, I don't think is like. I thought Fortino's was supposed to be a more mid-level.
No, I think it's supposed to be the expensive one. It's all but that's the point. It's all the same.
Yeah.
Inflation's stupid.
It's
It doesn't make
all
sense.
it's all aesthetic, but at the end of the day, I go to a bougier grocery store because now it's not that much more expensive, and it's cleaner and nicer, and they have a fucking entire sushi bar.
Inflation is only this high because the people in charge don't want to admit they're not going to make as much money this year.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's the only reason. Bad things happen because people have this fucking profit motive, and it's not enough to want to make money. You need to make more money this year than last year, right? And so that's why fucking all of these terrible things are terrible.
Yeah.
Because all these people are only motivated to do better because it's a system. It's a computer system intentionally designed to do more than before, and the only way to achieve growth is to do bad things.
Yeah. And not pay your employees enough.
Yeah.
And then also fire your employees whenever they don't meet the insane expectations.
Let's make record profits. Let's lower wages, increase prices, and then pay for security guards to stop people from stealing our product because we know we made it too expensive.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, R-slur.
I sent that to my mom when that news story came out of them putting more fucking off-duty cops in stores. Like, and my mom's voted to conservatives, but she's like a normal, like regular fucking human person who's like fairly liberal.
She's the kind. Yeah, your mom's very progressive. We
Yeah.
talked to her a bunch while you were like busy doing something else.
Yeah.
She's like, I would like my mom and your mom definitely have like similar political views.
Yeah, they've probably
But, like,
voted
my
for
mom
similar
is
candidates.
My mom's whole thing is like, has anything gotten worse? And it's like, no.
Yes.
But
No, yes, absolutely.
Well, not for me. Well, okay, now yes, with inflation, but like even during COVID, like obviously it got worse, but that wasn't the government's fault.
Some of it was.
And I would argue I don't like Doug Ford. I think he's a piece of shit. I would love for him to be out of office. I would love for him to be gone.
Yeah.
But did he do that bad during COVID?
During COVID, no.
No, he was great.
Other things?
He got like he had a firm hand on the wheel.
And another
But then
hand,
the other hand
on a
was
bottle of
drinking-
Jack Daniels, baby.
The other hand was flipping off on the drivers he went past.
True.
Like, it's like they're not. Oh, and then also my mom said the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
She said that the only reason why people get into politics is for altruistic reasons. She didn't say that. I'm using the word she meant to say. She's like, only good people get into politics. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot.
I think.
I try not to swear at my mom as much anymore because she just doesn't listen when I start swearing at her.
Yeah.
But this is like the first time in a few years where like I was trying to have a serious conversation with her where I just actually straight up was like, you're a goddamn fucking moron.
I mean,
you
listen,
stupid bitch.
are there a
you
lot
think
of...
fucking Nancy Pelosi isn't like has one of the most expensive stock
She's
portfolios
a
for a
ghoul.
fucking reason?
She's a ghoul. No, but yeah, I mean,
Donald Trump didn't become president to be a better person.
Let's say she's talking about when people sign up that they have good intentions. I would say that's probably true about half of all political candidates.
I would say
Maybe
higher
more.
percentage on the Democratic side.
Well, we're talking in Canada, let's say.
Oh, okay. On the left side.
I would say there's even conservatives that are well-meaning in Canada. When they sign up, they really think they're going to make a difference and maybe make the world a better place.
I'll give Stephen Harper that cred.
I'll give it's not Stephen Harper. Maybe one of the other ones.
I'll give him the. I think he's I just think he's a fool who falls for lies. But I think he became a politician to try and make the country a better place, but is just an idiot who listens to whatever someone
Yeah,
says.
so I'd say about 50 or 60%. I would say everybody else from the start gate just wants power and money. And then I think over time, I would say now, once they're into their career, I would say maybe 20% still have altruistic motives, and the rest are purely motivated by power and profit.
Yeah, like I would say, like I know people heavily disagree with this one, like especially if you're on the right. I think Trudeau.
I think
Trudeau just wanted to be like his daddy.
I think Trudeau signed up with altruistic reasons. I think
the party's taking advantage of him and using him.
I think his actions have proven that he is only interested in ghoulishly going after power and profit. Now, I think that's almost certain.
I think now when he first came in, he was very good. He was like very politically correct. He filled his cabinet with men and women, mostly just white still.
Because it's 2015.
Yeah. And that was a good meme. And then he did finally legalize marijuana
That's
in
not bad.
2017.
Yeah.
And I don't think they released anyone who was on marijuana related crimes or whatever.
Which is bad.
They did let the provinces handle the distribution by themselves.
Yeah, but okay, let's talk about
ours isn't great.
Let's
but I'm
talk
sure
about the
it's better
things
than
that
other
Justin
places.
Trudeau that I think prove that he's like shitty. I think
The SNC Lavalin thing.
yeah, SNC Lavalin, the pipelines
Oh yeah.
and oil, which had clear kickbacks that he did not support indigenous populations for multiple times. I think other than like the clear corruption with the SNC Lavalin and with the talking, his mom is a public speaker with the Meet-A-Wee. That's what it is, Meet-A-Wee. With that charity and how he was involved with it and all of that like ghoulish corruption shit.
Yeah.
It's clear he's a corrupt leader, but on the other hand, I would say 80% of politicians that are actually working as politicians. These aren't people that are running. These are people who have secured their positions.
They got the bag.
80% of politicians are only after power and profit.
Yes.
And that includes the Prime Minister of Canada. And that includes current President of the United States, Joe Biden. That includes fucking lots of good people.
That includes definitely former President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Yeah. You mean Donald Trump?
Former Vice President Joe Biden.
Yeah.
I didn't mean Donald Trump.
Former President Barack Obama, I think, was pretty clearly after power and profit. I just think Obama was very charismatic that I don't like to think about him like that. Yeah.
Because he also was like cool historical figure.
Yeah.
Like it's
he personally signed after bombing kids.
He did all that bad stuff, but he was also cool, showed up on TV, was self-aware about what he did. And now he is like just a guy who's
he's one of the more ethical presidents that's not a high bar.
Yeah. He didn't do as much as he could have, but then also
he's no Jimmy Carter.
Also, I just don't fully understand the whole fucking like party. I'm not Hassan.
Yeah.
Like,
you're not American. You don't need to have.
I fucking know more about American politics than fucking Americans know about American politics, and definitely know about Canadian politics.
Oh,
your fucking prime minister did blackface twice. I don't care.
That's not even the worst thing he's done.
Geriatric.
The blackface isn't even the worst thing he's done, my guys.
Socially, it probably is.
I mean, on an individual level, maybe.
Yeah.
I would say defrauding Canadians through a charity is potentially worse, but
probably.
Maybe that's just me.
But
maybe if I was a brown person, I'd say that brownface was worse.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Anyway, yeah, that was a weird...
We've gone too far on Canadian politics.
Anyway, guys, we're going to be doing this podcast more again.
There will definitely be one next week.
Yeah.
I'm taking my birthday off, so I'll probably you'd probably be working on that Friday.
I can book it.
You don't have to.
Okay.
Oh, I can just. What time would? No, you'd be back in the office.
Yeah, I'm gonna be back in the office.
We'll figure it out.
Yep.
Play it by ear.
We'll
we can also just do it over the internet.
Also, we can do honestly, just more than once a month would be great for the podcast.
Yeah.
As of recent. But yeah, so we'll see you soon. Thanks so much for listening and or watching. YouTube, Twitter, all these things exist. They'll probably be in the description. I'm not gonna fucking say it out loud. We're not. I know we're not a famous podcast.
Yeah, but like everyone else has like moved down to the fucking like. Just look at the description. It's all in there. Go to the
exactly.
link tree.
Go to
Go to the link tree on my Instagram because TikTok doesn't allow OnlyFans links. Even
go to
through there.
blacklivesmatter.card with 2Rs.co.
I don't know what that is.
That was the famous like master doc back in 2020. Do you remember?
No,
You'd click on that. That was in everybody's bio.
I don't even remember that. I don't think I just clicked on bios in 2020.
That's fair.
I was too busy watching Hassan streams.
That was before he sold out and got the house and the car.
Yeah,
Damn.
totally.
I miss the old Hassan. Anyway, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.